Raquel, can you hear us?
I can. Can y'all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How are y'all today?
Pretty good. How are you?
Well, how
You
are
look
you?
cute. Yeah.
Good.
Let's see. How is the sound coming through?
I can hear you. There's no feedback. Y'all are pretty low though, like in medium.
Okay. Probably not really up. See if we gotta do it because it's not people. Keep on knock y'all.
I had already done that. Oh,
What about now? How's the mic
I
now?
can hear Chantel real good.
But not me.
Yeah, you're pretty low.
Hmm.
oh, because I say could be because it's right under my chin.
What about
I
now?
can hear you now.
Okay.
Okay.
My mic was in position. Well, okay. Thank you. All right. So we have. Do you see the screen? It should say 3 minutes and some change.
Yes, I see it.
Okay. All right. So then we'll go live. But you can turn off everybody else's mic.
Huh?
Create feedback. And then if it's
You
not
said
showing,
turn off my mic?
no, no, no. Our mic. We have three or two one of them. You just kind of stick that mic on the side. That way it's on feedback. Chair. And the chair will come up. It's live.
I shared it.
Oh, okay. I forgot. Yeah.
Lyric, can you bring mommy a water, please? Right fast. Hurry.
Our church.
Ugh.
Yeah.
The other side on? Right side up.
Okay. No.
Can I get a water, somebody?
You bring it forward. Bring it there. It's pretty.
And right here, show its level. That's raggedy. Still.
Nope. Yeah. Knock it down some more. I'll bring it back. So y'all and turn it that way. There you go. Yep. Now we all perfecto.
Perfecto.
Calm down, y'all.
Hey.
Hey.
Exhale, breathe.
Tell him he is not part of the live, y'all.
No,
Yes, I
you
am.
are not part of the live. So while this is going on, you get out.
I'm gonna
Anything
speak on this
said,
live.
buddy.
You gonna speak on this live?
No, it is. Can I do the intro?
You can
No.
do the intro.
I'm like,
Go
this
ahead.
is
Do the intro.
What he gonna say? This is who do it. Do it. Let me hear.
besties for all.
Tell all.
Ladies and
He's
this is
the best.
besties. Tell all.
Oh God. Mute your mic.
Let me tell you about my best friend. Stick my knee through thick and thin. No matter what I'm going through, she's always there, cause that's what best friends do. Let me tell you about my best friend. I'm just my crown when it's falling down. She in the sees for me, always loving me. There is no one better than my best friend.
Hi guys, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show.
Greetings.
Great, great.
G-
No, but seriously, my name is Sharice Nicole,
and I am Coco Chantel.
and you are watching Besties
Besties tell
Tell All.
all.
Listen, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Uh, do us a favor, like and share this live.
Mm-hmm.
Tag someone, tag your
Tag
homegirl,
your
tag your
bestie.
homeboy, tag your bestie, especially because today it's going down. You see, we have not one, not two, we got a third guest,
All
y'all,
right.
streaming in live, here to talk about some things that's happening in Jacksonville. But before we jump into all of that, y'all, we got to talk about what the topics of today are.
Yes.
All right. Topics of today. Of course, we're going to get into what the question of the day is. We're going to skip past that because we really want to jump into our special guest.
Yes.
She's amazing. You guys are going to love it. We're going to talk about how you can catch us outside. So, catch us outside is going to be first today. Then we'll jump into the question of the day. We'll jump into the BTA favorites. And of course, we're talking best food,
Mm-hmm. We are talking settling
submission, and leading free for
and leading.
cheating off and not coordinated.
And
Today.
leading. It's been
Okay.
a long morning.
It has been a long morning. But today it is going to be a fantastic conversation because it's not really battle of the sexes per se,
No.
but we like to get a man's perspective. We
Always.
love to get a male, and I won't say male because this guy is a man. We like to get a man perspective.
Agreed.
So that's kind of what we're coming at. But before we jump into all of that, how was your week?
My week was great. I celebrated my 38th birthday.
Oh,
All right. Yes. So my week was great. I took some time off work. I was able to do some special things with my close friends and my family, which I will, of course, share when we put up our favorite thing
yeah,
for this week.
yeah.
I'll go into what I did. But I did get an opportunity on my actual birthday, which was Thursday, to go to this restaurant
Oh,
that was
yeah.
on a landing strip
Yes,
for
yes,
private
yes,
airplanes.
yes.
So I was able to, well, myself, Sharice, and actually my other best friend, we were able to go there and enjoy. And when I say there was this private jet that landed, and when I say everyone that was on that side of the restaurant,
Was
like
waiting.
turn to the windows to see
Yes,
who was
yes,
gonna get off that
yes.
airplane. So that was like one of the highlights of my week. It was so low key, but I enjoyed it. So
And the
that was
food was really good.
that
Yes,
lamb
and lamb
was
chop.
ooh,
Lamb chop.
play
Lamb,
along. Where go? Oh, I
lamb,
know you
boom, boom. Okay, go. Rap. No, no, okay.
no.
When Shateria comes, she's
Satiria's
gonna
gonna do
get
it.
to be, and I'm
Satiria
gonna
will do it with
freestyle
her.
because Fred don't be want to freestyle with me, but it's okay.
Mm-mm.
Listen,
You gotta know your specialties. Okay, what you good at, what you not.
we got four singers here. I'm gonna take the bottom note with the tenor. Mm-hmm. Sateria gonna take the alto, and Chantel gonna take
I'm
soprano.
gonna take
All
the
right,
soprano. Now
stay
I'm
tuned
a
because it's
solid
gonna be a
soprano.
treat. Y'all know I can blow.
In
Okay, y'all. What's
that's
the saying?
right. Break and blow.
I can blow. You know
I
I can
support
blow.
it.
All right.
I support it.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
got you.
So,
How was your week?
yeah. So my week, I had a good week. It was busy at work as usual. But I met some goals, so I'm gonna give myself a round of
Good.
applause.
Yes.
I met some goals at work, so I'm super excited about it. And you know, I don't know if someone maybe you can't relate. I have a brother. He's in prison, and Free Lorenzo. Just to throw it out there.
Free
Free Lorenzo.
Lorenzo.
Free Lorenzo. Free Lolo. But seriously, I have a brother that's in prison, and him and I had a great conversation that kind of set the tone for my week. And honestly, me and my brother, we never really talked as much when he was out of prison. He
Hmm.
calls me more, y'all. You see what I'm saying? He
Don't
did
do
one
him
of the
like that.
books.
Don't
No,
do
not
him like that.
necessarily, not necessarily. But honestly, I think I'm gonna say this. It's gonna sound weird, but I'm glad he's there because I know he's safe. He has a roof over his head, 3 square meals. Okay, he eat good, working out, studying to get his CDL license, so he can drive trucks when he get out. And I'm just praying for the best. So
Yeah.
I'm sharing that. That's a vulnerable moment, but I enjoyed that conversation with my brother this week. And he used all the money that I put on the phone, but that's okay. I'll load it up again
Yeah.
for us to have more of those conversations. So if you have someone, a loved one that's also behind bars, it's unfortunate, but whenever you have those moments where you can have a conversation with them that is good, it's thriving, it encourages you, you can encourage them. Um, it's always something good. So
Indeed. I
I
agree.
just wanted to share that in terms of how my week went. But listen, again, if you're now tuning in, what's the name of the show?
Besties
Besties
tell
Tell All.
all.
Big 10, okay? We're talking settling, we're talking
Food.
we're talking commitment, and we're talking.
Leading.
Yay! And so today is going to be a great show. It's going to be hot. It's going to be live again. Tag someone,
Please.
share. Our guests are sitting over here. They're
Yes.
sharing the live right now. Tag and share. But listen, I got a lady on. She's been waiting to come on
She
so
has.
that she can talk more about what's happening. But I want to do a soft introduction before she joins.
Yes.
Lend your attention to this.
Give yourself to yourself before you give yourself away. I am done. I am done with not making myself the number one priority. But it's something when you get in a room full of powerful women, you start remembering who you are. You start remembering where you come from. You start remembering all the pain and all the tears. We are powerful. And ain't no devil in hell can stop us. Tell somebody I'm still here. I'm still here.
Hey, ladies. Can y'all hear me?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us?
I can, yes.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome, Miss Raquel Hill to the BTA family.
Yes.
Hello, ladies. Thank you
Hi.
for
How are you?
having me today.
You're absolutely welcome.
How's
Thank you for agreeing to come on.
Yes, ma'am. Happy birthday,
Thank
Chantel.
you.
Oh, round of applause.
Thank you.
So I have this feature and round of applause. Like everybody gets to clap. You
Everybody.
get clap. She gets clap. I get clap. Round of applause for everybody.
Yes.
Yes. Yes, but listen, you guys saw that prelude to the introduction of who she is. Y'all,
Yes.
this is Raquel Hill.
Yeah.
She's thriving. She's a businesswoman, entrepreneur, doing great things here in Jacksonville,
Yes, she
Florida.
is.
And there's an event that BTA, we're going to be there live streaming, red carpet, highlighting fashion, everything.
Yes.
But we got this lady on, and we want her to talk about why. Why, Raquel, are you hosting Fix Your Crown?
So, Fix Your Crown is a little different this year. It's part of Beauty and the Beat brand. But this year, we decided to focus on the topic of fixing each other crown women. As we know, us as women, we don't support women enough. We don't show up for our sisters like we should or for ourselves. So we will be joining a lot of ladies, those that have purchased their tickets on July 29th, and we will be helping fix the crowns of our sisters, whether that's praying together, supporting them, leaning a shoulder for them to cry on, dancing, praising, worshiping. It's just going to be a fun day, a fun atmosphere. And I'm so glad that Besties Tell All will be showing up in support, and we will be collaborating this year. And I'm big on collaborating versus competing with each other. Is a lot out here for all of us to be able to support and show up for our sisters and other women in the community. So we'll be fixing crowns.
Yes, let's fix
So,
those crowns together.
so fixing crowns. How long have you been fixing crowns?
So I would say this year is the sixth year, but the theme is dear to my heart this year because I feel like in order for you to fix another sister's crown, you have to fix your own crown, whether that's you healing, whether you focus on inner work, just all of those different areas. So it's dear to me this year because I'm currently on my healing journey to fixing my own crown to be able to show up for my husband, my kids, and my family in a different light. So this year is the sixth year.
Excuse me, y'all. Did you hear the order? Okay, she's showing up for herself, her husband,
And then her
and
children.
her children.
Yeah.
Oh, that was good. I'm sorry I had to stop there because we're talking about leading today. So you said something that was magnificent. So we're going to dive into that. You also have something called Beauty and the Beat. Tell us how does that tie into Fix Your Crown?
Well, Beauty and the Beat, when we first birthed it, it was me and another young lady that started that vision together. And we started from being musician wives. But as we know, all of us as women, even if you're not in the music arena or just a singer or musician, whatever that looks like for you when it comes to music, we all as women need that support and need to show up for each other. So we have branched out to include all women, all walks of life, entrepreneur, business owners, other women that may have the same brand as us. And Beauty and the Beat is still Beauty and the Beat, but we are in a rebranding this year as well. So that will be released at this year's event. So we will be saying bye bye to Beauty and the Beat, but for those that will be in attendance will see what the new vision and new direction that God will be taking me.
So I don't know if you remember this, so I'm gonna say it and hopefully you do. In 2019, I was in the process of purchasing my home, and Beauty and the Beat had just started, and I had come to the bought a ticket for the year prior to, so I came to that one, and I was getting ready to miss the one that was being hosted in 2019 because all of my resources and everything was going into purchasing my home, and you inboxed me on Instagram and was like, "Hey, are you coming this year?" And I was like, no. I'm buying this house and I don't have anything extra right now. And you sold a ticket, like someone sold a ticket, and you were like, "Here, I have a ticket for you." Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. Yes, ma'am.
And I was absolutely grateful. So now that the Fix Your Crown, brunch experience is happening, in that moment, you were fixing my crown. I was not able to financially, and you sowed a seed. And in this moment, I am able to sow the seed into someone else. So thank you for that. You're not just talking the talk, but you are about your business. And I appreciate that. And in this moment, publicly, I would like to thank you for that.
Oh, you're welcome. Y'all gonna make me cry. Good gracious. No, I'm not crying today. But yes, so I do feel like it is full circle, and you just
Yeah,
don't know what women, us as women, go through. And
Yeah.
not saying that you were going through, you were just in a transition season, and me being able to sow into you, you both are now sewing back into Fix Your Crown this year. So I appreciate y'all being a part of the event this year, and I think it's going to be great. So,
thank you.
yes, thank you.
Yes. Um, can you tell us what away with when she leaves Fit Your Friend?
Oh, so this year, as I stated before, is a little bit different. And in order for me myself to be able to walk in the vision God has given me and being able to show up for, my family and those that's connected to me, I want the women to know that they need to show up for their selves first.
Yeah.
In order for you to show up for yourself boldly, you have to do that inner work. You have to make sure you have your relationship with God, making sure that you are not just overextending yourself, you pouring from an empty cup. Just show up in your authentic self and be able to, walk your vision out, walk your dreams out, walk your calling out. And that's what I'm hoping all the women will take away on the July 29th. Show up for their self and allow God to do the inner work, and yeah, then be able to show up for their friends and their circle and their tribe and their families. So yes, I'm excited. I think it's going to be a great
We
event.
are too, because that's something that we talk about. Sharice and I, we talk about that, off camera as well as on camera. Just being better, reading books and meeting new people and putting yourself out there. There was a season that we were like, no new friends, no new friends, no new friends. That is not our declaration, because as we grow, there are new people that you have to meet and that you have to connect with in order for yourself as a woman to go to the next level, as for your businesses, for your ministries and other things like that, to be able to reach the height that the Lord would have them to. I believe it is also based on connection. So I think it's
Absolutely.
powerful that you said that, and we are in agreement with that as well.
Yes,
Listen,
ma'am.
tell me, what is the picture perfect? Like, if everything goes right, tell me, what are you expecting? What are you expecting to feel? Uh, Imagining everything goes as planned. Tell me, what are you planning to take away from this event?
So from this event, I know I've been doing the inner work. I know I've been, praying and just seeking God on a different level for this year. And as I stated before, it's a personal journey that I'm currently on. And with me, I started a community, a Facebook community out of this event. We started it January of this year, and just being able to pour into those women, hear different testimonies, and them share. I'm just expecting a move from God. We added a worship experience this year. So I just know that it's going to go the way that God has ordained it to go this year, for it to set us up for future years, and us being able to pour into the women, share with the women, and just, allow them to show up for themselves. So I know it's going to go the way that it's supposed to, because we're not accepting anything else.
I know
So
that's right.
What
it's going to be a great event. We don't have that many more tickets to sell before we are completely sold out. So I am excited. I'm just excited. I just hope the women leave, refueled, refreshed, and
Mm,
walking boldly and confidently in their authentic self,
that's
and just trust God on a whole different level. So I'm
that's
excited.
um
yeah.
I
Okay.
want to ask you this. What does showing up for yourself look like?
So
That's
I actually, yes,
yeah.
it's difficult because this year I would say has been the first year that I have showed up in a different way. And I would say, because childhood trauma and just different stuff that you have went through, and I would say it doesn't have to always be bad things like people think. It can be
Mhm.
different stuff that you go through that are good things, but you needed to transition from, those different situations and just those different relationships. So I would say showing up for yourself first is whatever that looks like daily for you. And my showing up for me is me being able to wake up, have my devotional time, have my time for myself, then being able to show up for my spouse, then being able to show up for my kids, and saying no. I'm learning to say no when I'm not able to pour anymore. I'm being able to tell my friends, hey, I may not be able to show up for you in this season the way that you need me to, but I am here if you need me. And then being okay with that, setting those boundaries and just allowing yourself to live and live happily and not just live, day to day, and you're just walking and showing up and you're not really showing up. So just being your authentic self, I would say that's the most of what I am learning today and saying no.
I'm with you. I support that 1000%. I would also echo that. Being able to balance life properly. Because before, I was someone who, anytime somebody called, I was trying to do it all. So on a weekend, I could go to five different things. I'm gonna spend 2 hours here, an hour here. I'm trying to go out of town and come back and make it to, something in the evening, and I'm trying to, be there and show up for everyone. And my body was suffering, from that, and different things was happening to me, and I wouldn't broadcast it so people wouldn't know to not ask me to do certain things because they're like, if no one's going to show up, I know if I ask her, she'll be there.
Yes.
So I learned a valuable lesson
Setting
about
boundaries.
boundaries and being able to say no and being okay with that no and not allowing other people to guilt me into submission, especially when I've said no, I'm not able, I'm not available, I can't, and literally standing on that. So I echo what you said 1000%. But I would say, showing up for myself is being better, reading more, taking more time to sit in, what's happening around me, understanding, being in the Word, listening to the Word, being and preparing myself for what is coming, for what is next. I think those are the important things. I think a lot of time we get kind of caught up in what's happening in front of us and to our friends and to our family, and for those who have children, I'm sure, with what is happening in your children's life. But like you said, Raquel, showing up for yourself, you have to do it for you first. You have to be better for you
You first.
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 And then that kind of trickles down into everything that you're connected to.
Yes.
I didn't know what showing up for myself was. It was like put clothes on, look good, you're external.
Hmm.
Um, but the internal work, it doesn't matter how nice you look on the
Say
outside.
it.
If
Hmm.
your inside are terrible, turmoil, trauma,
Hmm.
you cannot. It's impossible for you to have good people around you. It's impossible for you to
Hmm.
make good choices.
Yes.
It's impossible for you to do well with your money. Steward the things that God has given you. It's impossible.
Yeah.
And so, showing up for yourself is just not about this self care, self love. I'm going to get my feet done, get my nails done.
Right.
Okay, yes, do that. Men are visual. Be visual for yourself. If you're single like us, trying to get caught, be visual, man or woman. Look like somebody.
Right.
But it's nothing like meeting the one or running into the one that God has for you, and you're not able to have make the connection because your spirit is not right,
Right.
or you're
Right.
hurt, you're damaged. You haven't did the went to counseling
Right.
or really talked about the things that you've been through, or you're unwilling to be self-aware. You know, those things matter. So showing up for yourself, man, it is the growing pains of showing up for yourself.
Ooh.
They hurt initially.
Hmm.
But let me
They
tell
do.
you, when you get past the growing pains of doing the work, the diamond that you become
Mhm.
out of
Right.
that coal is far greater. So
Preach.
listen, guys, if you are in the Jacksonville area, you heard it for yourself. There are only a few
A
tickets left.
few
I
tickets
don't know
left.
what you're waiting on. And guess what? We got a discount code. that you can
We
use.
have a
Tell a
discount
friend.
code. It is besties and the number five, BESTIES and the number five, no spaces. That's the discount code that you can use to get those tickets because when she says a few, she means a few. So don't come talking about reaching out to her, trying to inbox her, trying to get a ticket or us after the Eventbrite is closed because you're just gonna have to catch us next year.
Yes, yes. We will have to catch it next year. And there's going to be some guest appearances there. I'm going to throw it up on the screen and allow Raquel to tell you more about who's going to be there. Raquel, you can start talking that
Oh, she got time to think.
So we have Coach Theo. He's going to be the speaker for this year, and he has a great word that he's going to share. We have Latia Mann and Portia Mann, who are Tamala and David Mann daughters, Kentisa Mazik, as well as Katrina Nicole. They are from Jacksonville and they have brands of their own. And Katrina is actually my business coach. So I'm excited. They're going to join us on July 29th and they're going to share some great things. They're going to share their personal experience as well as whatever else God lays on their heart to share with you all. We have a Harriet that will be opening in prayer, and Tori Lundy will be our host for this year. And our
Mm.
special guest will be MVP Band. Some of the band members, we're not going to say all of the band members will be in attendance, but for sure some of them will be there joining us.
Listen, you heard it from the horse's mouth.
You heard
Okay?
it.
Listen, we're just a byproduct of what's taking place. Okay?
Right.
We're just trying to be there.
We just trying
Because
to be
the
there.
spirit is going to be high. It's going to be amazing, y'all. It's not a lot of tickets. Please, please support. Get your ticket because once it's done,
It's
Felicia,
done.
It's done.
it's done. All right. And Raquel, tell them how they can find you on what. Of course, I put your social media handles up there. But there are other ways that you can reach out to Raquel. Raquel, tell the audience how they can connect with you.
So I am on Instagram at I am Raquel Hill. I have a Beauty and the Beat page on Instagram as well as Fix Your Crown Sisterhood Community. And on Facebook, it's Raquel Hill as well as Fix Your Crown Sisterhood.
Can you tell your spouse to get out of our lives, please?
Yes,
They
thank
can
you. Mr. Hill is part of our life.
They
He is not on the panel, y'all, but he is going to be there.
he found a way.
He found a way, but
He
I thank
found
y'all
a
because
way.
he does support me. My husband does
Yes,
support me.
yes.
My
Round
husband,
of
whew,
applause.
one of the things I can count on.
That's right. A round of applause. Thank you so much. Listen, it has been
Thank
a
y'all. Thank you,
you're so
ladies.
Absolutely.
welcome. It has been a pleasure having you. Before you close out, before we say I thank you, guys, you know how I do. I play a video 1,000 times, but I don't care. I want you to get your ticket.
Get into
So
this.
guess what? Before
Get your
she goes this way, before we say thank you, check this out.
Give yourself to yourself before you give yourself away. I am done. I am done with not making myself the number one priority. But it's something when you get in a room full of powerful women, you start remembering who you are. You start remembering where you come from. You start remembering all the pain and all the tears. We are powerful. And ain't no devil in hell can stop us. Tell somebody I'm still here.
All right. So listen, y'all saw the video. You heard it. It's going down. Raquel caught the spirit. Okay.
Ooh, she was giving God a good praise.
Okay. Tails coming down. And
Ooh.
her cameraman was good. you could feel the emotion in the video.
You could.
You need to
You could.
bottom line. I'm not good at saying thank yous, but Chantel.
Raquel, we BTA Besties Tell All, but Sharice and Chantel want to thank you for saying yes to the call, right? Even when we reached out to you regarding your event, and you and Jalen just listening to us, giving us the opportunity to express to you our excitement and our desire to collaborate with you, and you saying yes, right? We thank you, right? Because you could have done this without us, but you decided to include us when we called. So
Yes,
we
thank you
want
so
to
much.
thank you so very
Thank you
much,
so much.
right? Because again, you've been doing this for 6 years.
Yes.
You know, we have not, we're Johnny come lately, but we are grateful that you saw something within us that allowed you to say yes when we reached out, right?
Yes.
So we thank you so very much from the bottom of our hearts for the yes to that and the yes to today, for showing up for us, right? You talk about showing up for yourself, but today you showed up for us, and we want to thank you. And we're going to sow that seed on the 29th because we're going to show up for you on the 29th. So thank you, thank you, thank you, right? You're not just Javon's wife, right? You are Raquel Hill.
Hill.
You are a
Right.
woman in your own
And
right,
put some respect on her name.
period, right?
Mrs. Hill. That's Raquel Hill.
Right.
Not just put some
Right.
respect on her name.
She is
Thank you.
her own person. She has you are your own person. You have your own identity. And we love that about you. We love your spirit, right? We love every time we see you, you see us, you speak, you smile, you hug our necks. You are just an amazing light to be around. So again, besties tell all. Sharice Nicole and Coco Chantel want to say thank you for your yeses. Thank you so very much.
Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, listen.
Thank you.
You're
You're so
welcome.
welcome. So, guys, wasn't that amazing? Listen, it's a lot of stuff happening in the background.
It
The lights went out. All right, we got one guest running through here. But listen,
is.
thank you guys so much for tuning in.
Yes,
Again, you're watching Best to Tell All. I am Sharice Nicole.
I am Coco Chantel.
If you're on, tag someone. Like, I'm gonna like my own post. Listen, like everything, okay? Because
Go
we're
to
going
YouTube
down.
and
Go to
subscribe.
YouTube and subscribe,
Yes,
okay? Because eventually we're not going to be doing lives, guys. We're going to transition over to YouTube, and the lives will be few and far in between. We love y'all.
we
We know
do.
y'all love us, but we know y'all don't want to spend y'all Sundays with us every Sunday. So we're going to make it to where you guys can just tune in and and sorry about that. A lot happening behind the scenes here.
You can just
Just
shift it over.
slide it over.
Shift it over.
Just shift it over. Look at you. Thank you so much. Well, in the meantime, in between time, we'll jump into what the next topic is. And of course, it's going to always be the question of the day.
Question
Ladies and
done.
gentlemen, the question of the day is popping. I think I came up with my own question of the day. Okay. So, yeah, let's jump into it. Hold up. Hold the line. And wait a minute. Wait a question. Of the day.
If not, I'll ask one.
Okay.
Okay.
Hold on. Let's take that out. Okay. The world is ending, and you're allowed to take three things with you from your world. What are you taking? It's ending.
The world is ending. Where we going to if the world ended?
You better be going to heaven.
No,
Okay?
no, no, no,
But
no,
if
no.
the world,
You
you
said
going
three
out to
things
a bunker.
I can
You
take
going,
with me.
haven't you watched the world ending? Everybody
Yes,
goes to the
I
bunker.
have.
They go to the bunker. I don't know what the bunker is, but don't
I'm
you
gonna
go to the
take my
bunker?
I'm gonna take my money.
Where do you take your money from?
You said we're going to a bunker, so if I'm not me, I wouldn't need my money.
I don't
Mo,
think you need your
I don't
money.
think I. Okay, so I'm gonna let you go first, then, because all my answers about to be wrong.
Go ahead, take your money, friend. Take your money. What else you taking? Go ahead.
um, can my family count as like a whole one thing?
Things, things, things. They better have their stuff in order. They better have their stuff in order. Things.
I don't know. In my mind, the world not about to end, so I don't even have to think about this. I guess I need to get myself together.
Well, wait a minute now. Okay. Before we answer, okay. Regina is bringing a lighter, book, and Vaseline. Woman of God, explain in the comments.
A lighter.
Lighter, book, and Vaseline. Oh my God. Okay, you're gonna tell us. You're gonna tell us. Okay, I'm gonna take.
Exactly.
I'm gonna take exactly. I'm gonna take a book. I'm gonna take the most current book I can grab. Y'all know what the most current book you can grab? That's it, the Bible. I'm gonna take the Bible.
That's right, friend.
I'm gonna take the Bible.
Take your Bible.
I'm gonna take the Bible.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna take my best pumps. My best pair of pumps I got. I may not need them, but that's a part of who I am. And I'm gonna take a switchblade, cause I don't never know when I'm gonna have to check somebody. Okay? I got a book, I got pumps, and I got a blade. 3 things.
I still don't know.
You know what? It don't matter. Guess what we finna do? We finna bring in our guests, and we gonna let y'all like that. We finna bring in our guests, and we're going to allow our guests to answer the question of the day. Okay? You can cut their mics on. And the first person that we're gonna bring up. Let me bring my mic down. There we go. I don't want y'all to think I'm yelling in your ear. Okay, it's Sateria Brooks. Welcome. Hold up, let me do my applause. This is a lot.
Sweet darling. Here you go.
Let me put you. What's this? That's you? Oh, that ain't you. Hold the line.
Hey y'all, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
Wonderful.
Very
thank you.
good.
All right.
I'm glad to be here. Oh sis, look what that say.
I'm glad you're here.
What did that say? Vibe. What
Vining. Vining. We vining with it.
Oh, I'm gonna have to correct that.
It's all
It was
well.
auto correct.
Yes,
It
ma'am.
had
was
to be
autocorrect.
autocorrect.
They did it. I know.
Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having
You're
me
welcome.
again, guys.
You're welcome.
Feel good to be here. Amen.
And the next person that we have coming is Mr. Green.
Come on, Mr. Green.
Come on, Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
Mr. Green.
I'm teaching again.
That's right.
Let me put the glass off for that thing.
Yeah.
And get your mic.
Do you mind?
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Very good.
You know what, guys? Give everybody a round of applause. All right.
Y'all applaud that.
All right. Did you cut his mic up?
I did.
Is 1 2.
I did.
Mic check 1 2.
Testing.
I hear you.
2 1.
I hear you. All right. So let's see. Before y'all answer, let's see. The lighter
Yeah. What
to
it is.
cook and sanitize.
The letter.
Okay.
Okay.
Book for entertainment.
This Vaseline.
And Vaseline to use for my body, hair, and nails and all of that.
Oh.
That's good.
She was
I
thinking.
kind of thought she was using the Vaseline to put it on her face.
She was thinking that
because I'm
I'm
yeah.
taking my money.
Yeah.
It's gonna buy me a lighter if I need it. It's
You right.
You can bring your money.
Okay. So
So let me put the
Hold on.
question of the day up.
go this way real quick. We gotta ask about this money, right? So, okay, the world ending.
The world ended.
Back to you. Okay, so the world ending. We taking money, just in case you need to buy something. Okay.
from the people who around me.
Right. So,
Okay, you're going to keep the currency in the bunker. Keep the currency.
Right. So y'all just circulating the currency around the bunker.
Yes, just in case we get out. Like it's okay later when we get out. You're gonna need the money.
But the world ending. So you're gonna be in the bunker
You have to come out
gonna
eventually.
get that
Like it's gonna be
sometime.
ended. Like whatever the disaster is will eventually dissipate. No.
But if the world ended, then we're gonna eventually
go
go to
with
Jesus.
We going with that.
We're going with that.
We going with that. We going with that. Yeah.
The world ended. 3 things, Sateria.
I need me a blanket because I'm always cold. Gotta have a blanket. So somebody need some clothes because you brought pumps, but you ain't got no clothes. So what the pumps gonna go with?
Her night clothes that she got on when the disaster started.
Listen, she said that's who she is. She gonna walk around.
Now you're right.
With
In
the
her
regular,
pumps.
with whatever she got.
She gonna have her
No.
satin top on with her pumps
with
Okay,
pumps.
all right. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
forever.
Well,
And what is my
you said we was
last
coming out the bar.
thing that I'ma bring? I need me an animal that I can do, but how am I like,
Mhm.
You're gonna need to feed it.
yeah.
Let's
So
rethink
maybe
that.
let me rethink that one, because if I take the animal, I'm gonna have to cook the animal. And I ain't got nothing to cook the animal.
I'm gonna
with.
get my answer later
But
this
but
week.
baby bringing the lighter.
So I can borrow her lighter.
You could borrow Regina's lighter.
So I'm gonna bring me a pig.
She bringing the lighter.
So you gonna bring the food?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring me a pig.
You got one?
I'm gonna go find it before, you know. Yeah, because the world ended, so you could just get whatever you want to get from whoever. Because ain't nobody
So
gonna
you
be
gonna
worried
steal
about
it.
the animals.
That's what she's saying.
Ain't nobody gonna be worried about the animals.
That's what
The
she
world
said.
ended.
Nobody else gonna want that pig. Okay.
I'm gonna get it
Damn.
by any means.
We waiting on you, sir.
So listen,
The
I
world
was
ended.
trying to think. The world ended. I don't think I'm going to necessarily need a book,
Okay.
but I will take a notebook, a pen that doesn't run out of ink.
You got them.
Yeah,
The
I
world
had to
ended.
specify.
Please
The world ended, so
The world ended. Yeah.
so everything possible.
Okay.
take a pack of pens.
Notebook, a pen, and something that plays music.
Oh, you are a musician.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
can you explain the pen and the paper?
Well, okay, so I don't need a book because the pen and the paper, I'm going to write.
Okay.
I'm a writer, so
Gotcha.
I write.
I'm with you
You
now.
know what I mean? I'd be able to keep myself entertained by doing that, writing what comes out of my, my mind. But
Gotcha.
then also, if I write, I can keep other people entertained as
you
well.
can do that too. Yeah.
Because now I just wrote a book, and everybody else can get, you know what I mean? So we passing this around. I'm thinking about other people now.
Look at you.
You know what I'm talking about?
And I'm trying to take from other people.
And then
I need a
I
lighter.
don't necessarily need the Bible because it's written upon the tables of my
Come on, sir.
Awesome.
Oh, lift your hand.
Todd Delaney say write them on the tablets of your heart.
Yeah. He was quoting the Bible now.
It's
When
upon
he
the
said,
tablets of your heart.
Write
a
it.
pun.
Write it upon.
It's a pun.
A pun. Scribbled.
On the tablets of your
My Lord. Well, listen, if you
In
got
Times New Roman.
oh
That's
wait,
good.
It's in Times New Roman.
Thomas say my gun, a skillet, and a mate.
Oh, wow.
You
A
can't
mate?
bring a
You can't
person,
bring
Thomas.
people.
So I hope your mate made it. If not, you will have to find you a new mate.
What he gonna do with the skillet though?
He's a cook.
Cook.
He's a cook.
He's a chef. He ain't got no food.
But you got the pig.
But
I do got peas.
See, here's
Regina
the-
got the lighter.
Here's what. Okay, so in the end of the world type of scenario, that's why I was a little hesitant about the money because now we're in a bartering situation.
Gotcha.
And her money gonna win.
Well,
She gonna run out though.
technically,
Well, no, cause she could say I'll give you 50 cents, cause you ain't got no money.
before money there was bartering. What could you do for me that you could trade me for what I
Oh,
could do
that's
for
right.
you?
That's
So
right.
in that type of situation, we in a bunker. What did you bring? Because we all bringing three
Yeah.
things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's
What did you bring? Because you're gonna need to get this
I'ma
pig
need a
fried
lighter.
up.
Yeah.
You're gonna need baby
what?
with the lighter.
Yeah, and I'm
Because
gonna
she's
need his
starting
skillet.
fire.
Couple
Correct.
something.
And Thomas has
And
the
you're gonna
skillet.
need Thomas because he got the skillet.
Yeah.
You brought a
Thomas got the
pig. How you
skillet. And
gonna
Thomas,
cook it?
Yeah.
I got the switchblade.
Boom.
Thomas got the gun.
Yeah.
So
he
y'all
can
y'all on security.
Yeah.
Fact.
Yeah. I'm on food. He can cook it up. Yeah.
Y'all on security.
So see how everything just flow. I want you all. I'm gonna take the
Not
question
with me.
down because
Period. I Ah, that's good.
I think this is, went on long enough. Okay.
That was a good one though.
But okay, the world ending. The world is ending. What 3 things would you take? Can't take a person. 3 things. What are you gonna take? Journal it. Write it down. Maybe that's your journal of the week. But we're gonna move forward because we have some favorite things.
Yes.
And everybody has a favorite thing. I'm gonna go last.
Why don't I get to go last?
Chantel can go last.
That was so fluid. That was so fluid. I love it. It's fluid.
And our guest will go first. Okay? First on the docket. It's gonna be Satirius.
Ooh.
All right? And Satirius. I used to put an S on that thing. What? I'm gonna put up your favorite thing. And you can talk to the audience. Give me 1 second. It takes me a while. I'm a little slow here.
All is well.
Okay. What are we looking at?
We are looking at the
Oh.
Chex Mix Muddy Buddies cookies and cream kind. Specifically cookies and cream kind because they got them other kind of peanut butter and all that. So I love these because it takes me back to my childhood. My auntie Sateria, whom I'm named after. So technically I'm Sateria Jr., but that's neither here nor there. So yeah, we used to make Muddy Buddies all the time, so that takes me back to that.
So nostalgic.
Yeah,
Muddy Buddy.
childhood.
Never had it.
Never had. I'm
Me
gonna try
neither.
it. I'm gonna go get it. And if it's nasty, I'm
Qualify.
gonna flash you.
Hey, it ain't got nothing to do with me, sis.
Okay.
Well. See, I know that these are made out of Chex, but how did y'all make
My
them?
auntie made them out of Chex. So the regular Chex cereal.
Okay.
And then we used to dip it in chocolate, and then she did the white powdered sugar, and then we put them in the freezer.
Mm-hmm.
So good.
Okay.
It was good.
I
Clutch your pearls.
never heard of
Oh
that.
my God. Clutch
It
your
was
pearls.
an auntie and nieces type of thing.
Type of thing.
Okay.
Nice.
That's dope.
Well, listen, guys. I've never tried them. I'm gonna try them. We'll let you know. We'll let you know if we
I'm gonna leave that to y'all.
agree. Okay. Next,
Cool. Cool on the muddy and the buddy.
something is coming up on the screen here. We're gonna let him talk about it. What are the people looking at?
Well, art is subjective. However, people can kind of come up with that on their own. However, my favorite thing, I had to think about this, right? My favorite thing is love, right? This is just one form of it, and it took me a while. I was like, I typed a few answers before I actually sent you one. So I had it just sitting in my phone. I was like, no, that ain't it. And I had to boil it down because I had music, I had writing, I had words and music, I had art, but all of those are things that I love, right?
That's good.
So my favorite thing is love.
That's good.
Now, specifically,
Booty grabbing and kissing and things.
okay, so
I mean, it's a form of art.
I just kind of like Googled like art of black love, honestly. Okay, so
Cause baby got bite.
She got a whole bunch of bites.
she working with some things.
She working with. She
Now-
got a bright future behind
She
her.
told me.
She working with some things. Bright future behind. It's behind her.
It's behind her.
The greatest things is behind her.
My tea.
No, but for real, like I mean I love love. Like, you know, we are created to be enamored by things,
Okay.
right? Because God is love, and we can't put like a specific on that. God is love. You know, God, I believe he loved the trees that he created, like, and everything else. Like, he loved it. You know what I'm saying? Now, I think he loves us more because we're more important in the ecosystem. But I just believe that we're like, we're just the images of that. And I think that, you know, we're just like that. We're created to love things. And, you know, sometimes we latch on to the wrong stuff, and sometimes, you know, we get it right. There are some things that we don't know why we love them so much. They're just ingrained in us, but we come standard with certain things that we love. And it's different from person to person. But at the root of it is love.
It's love.
Okay. So,
Gotta preach.
and
Love is a thing.
and grabbing, you know,
And grabbing booty. I understand.
gotta get a good grip. Let's talk about this grippy.
Oh, we're not gonna talk about the
You see
grip.
what
We
I'm
moving
saying?
on. We moving on from the grip.
In the
All right.
crease.
All right, we moving on from the grip. Now
I
listen,
digress.
my favorite thing is this waffle maker. Why say ye? I know I have reclaimed my cooking time.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
This waffle maker has allowed me to lay many hours in the morning down on the couch or the bed because it has a safety feature that a 14-year-old can use by simply adding water to waffle mix, little oil, 1 egg, and make her own breakfast. Therefore, this is my favorite, I mean by far, favorite thing of the week. Can we get a round of applause for the waffle maker?
Absolutely. And the person who made the waffle.
Get one of them.
For
And the person who
all
made the
the
waffle.
mothers that hate
So you put the egg in there?
cooking early in the morning.
Well,
You
yeah.
mix
do
it
you?
up first.
Huh?
Okay.
You still
Yeah,
mix
you
it
mix
in
it
the
up
bowl.
first. But this the and
was taking
they
some
can make
steps on that.
listen,
No.
I'd love
y'all, and they can make you a waffle too, cause you can make it's double flip. You see that? I made sure I showed that they could put one in,
that. I'm seeing it.
flip it, and
make
put
you one
another.
too.
And girl, and when you wake up, you got breakfast. Listen,
Amen.
bring it to me to the bed, and you got breakfast in bed. I'm trying to tell you, this is amazing. If you have children
Okay.
and you don't want them on your stove, but you don't mind them using the waffle maker, and listen, y'all, it got a safety feature. You can't burn the house down. Get you one. $120. Best investment you'll ever make.
My God.
That's all I got to say about my favorite thing.
And
That
she
thing
made a
free
great
hug.
waffle. It was good too.
She did.
She did really well. So this is my favorite thing, my favorite picture for this week. For my birthday, I wanted to serve those in need, and I kind of put it out there. I posted it on Facebook. I also sent out some text messages to some family members and some friends, and the people that you see here and some missing answered the call. They sewed into the vision, and we were able to feed 62 people. So these people that you see here were actually at my house yesterday morning. There was some people everywhere. Even the children helped, right? Even the little ones, they helped. But that is my photo of the week. It did my heart some good to see that the people shown here don't just party with me, right? They don't just eat dinner with me, but they will also serve with me. So I love them very much for that, and for them being out in the hot sun with me, because it was hot yesterday when we went out there. But that's my photo of the week.
Nice.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Nice. That was dope.
That's so nice.
Look at you serving. Serving.
Now listen, it's time for us to dive into this.
Uh-oh.
Let me put the topics back up.
I'm gonna slide those back on.
It's up. We're talking quote of the day, catching us outside, BTA faves, and now we're about to get in best foods, submission, settling, and leading.
It's gonna be good.
Sounds heavy.
It does.
We walking heavy.
Real weighty.
Mm-hmm.
We walking heavy. We're gonna tap into submission.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going 1st.
We're going to submission
Just,
first.
just step right in it.
Step right into that
Get it
thing.
right on your
Yeah.
shoes.
Okay,
Since
talk
we're
about
going.
food first.
Hey, well, you know,
You just gonna
Step right on in it. All right then.
we ain't gonna,
Uh-huh.
we ain't gonna wait or nothing. Just-
Submission.
No waiting.
I'm waiting on y'all.
dive. All right. Submit.
What we talking?
So what we talking about with submission?
We talk about what is
we mean?
submission.
What is
Submission how?
submission?
What is submission?
What is submission? What's your definition? Let's
That's not what we gonna do.
That's Mr. Green.
today.
let's let the man speak first.
I tell you what we got here. You know, I'm a definition person.
Huh?
We gonna define
Pull up the
Come on,
definition of
dictionary.
submission.
The
What is
actual
submission?
definition.
Now what these
If
people
I
say?
can-
and what the men say that submission
Uh-oh.
is.
Wait.
Come on now.
Wait
come on.
now.
We gonna wait.
That's not what we're
Yeah,
going to do.
let me turn my praise down a little bit.
That's not what
Turn
we're
it
going to
down.
do. We're not going to get on the men's.
Turn it down. We waiting.
Submission. The act of submitting.
Okay.
Yeah, that was me. That wasn't Webster.
Oh, okay.
I happen to know definitions.
I did.
Okay, so let me get to the one that we probably right. Okay, so a woman can't submit or help mate to something because the word help means help. That means you're doing something,
Right.
So she can help you with it. So you got these people that's not doing anything, trying to get somebody to help them.
Okay.
Well, you don't need nobody to help you if you're not doing that.
I like the way you walking. Keep talking.
I like the way you walk.
I'm
This
listening.
is true. I mean, you can't necessarily, and that's just that's without man or woman. That's period.
Okay.
People be like, I need you to help me with so and so. Like, if one of your relatives call you and say, hey, can you help me pay my light bill? How much you got? Because that's helping. Okay, it's 150. How much you got? Can you give me 150? No, so you need me to pay it for you.
Right.
Right. Okay.
That's not helping.
So that's not helping, right?
Okay.
Just an example.
Okay.
Just an example.
Okay.
So you have these men who say, okay, I need you. You supposed to submit to me because the Bible said that you're supposed to submit. Okay, cool. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husband.
See?
That is a parameter right there. So
What's the parameter?
the parameter is wives,
Husband.
submit yourself to your own husband, because that's actually what the Bible says.
Yeah,
It
that's
says
what it says.
to your own husband. That's a whole nother subject on. Amen? Amen. All right. But the part where it says wives, okay. There are so many moving pieces here, and of course, when we start talking about the Bible, people like to pick and choose and pick and choose and pick and choose.
We like
the
to pick
Bible
and choose.
is not meant to be understood that way. It's meant to be understood in total, right? So Genesis says something that makes something in Revelations make sense.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's true.
So, I'm saying, you might not be the person that she can submit to
Okay.
as a man.
Well, you're not the one I could submit
I really
to as a
believe.
man.
I really believe that there is somebody for everybody in this sense. Okay, where this one woman may not feel like she can submit to you because she's like, well, what I'm submitting to.
Right.
This other woman might.
She might be okay with it.
She might be okay with it.
Not
Okay.
to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
So, do you think, since the Bible states that submitting yourself to your own husband, wife, right? So, do you think that we're supposed to submit to, like, if you're in a serious relationship where you may see yourself down the line marrying this person, or if you're engaged, do you think you should submit, like that's something that should be done if the Bible states submit yourself to your own husbands
Okay.
Before marriage, are you?
before marriage, basically?
Okay, because the argument is when you meet a woman, she should already be a wife because the Bible says a man that findeth a wife. Got it. But are you now asking?
So
I'm a wife, but I submit to you as well prior to marriage. I'm showing you that I can submit. Is that the question?
that's what I'm saying. So do you think that's something that you're supposed to do? Like you're in a relationship when we're relational at this moment. We're not married. So yeah, we're relational at this moment. So do you think that you're supposed to submit? Like you're supposed to show that submission in the relational stage?
Yes. I think there is a form of it. Absolutely.
Come on, someone. Well, okay.
But to what extent?
Here we go. What is your definition of submission?
So for me, I feel like it's, of course, not necessarily bowing down, but listening and not necessarily doing, but agreeing with that person. Like, yeah, that's me. Yeah, that's my definition. So you telling me what to do, and I'm I'm doing it. Basically.
I have a question. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I have a question. When Sharice tell you Sateria,
That's my.
I don't think is that
I'm
you?
hungry. I'm hungry.
Okay. So
Be hungry.
Sateria,
Vinegar. You want something to drink?
I
Vinegar?
don't think.
Wait. Example. What she just did is an example of it.
Of submitting?
Yes.
Because I know how to submit. Honey. I just
Exactly. I think our connotation is what sours the idea.
It is.
Okay.
Like, it is very simple. Is our connotation of it both man and woman. Some dudes, their connotation of submitting is terrible. Like, and so these are usually the people who are leading the conversation, though. You know what I mean?
The men lead the
men
conversation
who, like,
on submission.
A lot of their connotations of it is just terrible. And so, like, now you got this what he mean, like, I ain't doing that, you know, and then it's met with all kinds of, backlash. But
it's met with a lot of
small gesture of, let me get you some water.
Yeah, that's the humbleness, I guess. Yeah.
There we go. Because by definition, the humility and compliance.
That's it.
That's it.
And I think, like
so, is it more so
it's being distorted?
Okay.
It's being distorted.
I think
because
it is.
you listen to your friends.
Yeah.
You listen to your friends.
You are
that's
submissive
what it
to what your friends are saying, and you take in that information. Sometimes you apply it, sometimes you don't.
Right.
But you're not like, I'm
Your
not
mama
about to
said no.
Did you see your mama?
I mean, some people believe. Some people believe that a woman submitting, some women believe that a woman submitting means her just being quiet.
Right. And I think that's what it's mostly taught. Like when the husband says something, be quiet.
You be quiet. Now, to some extent, I do believe that if
in some moments
you need to be quiet. You need to shut up.
That is applicable.
Especially if you operating solely out of emotion. You ain't got no facts, honey. You operating on an opinion. And this man is an expert and know what he's talking about, honey. Hush.
Hush. I agree with that.
Okay, be quiet.
I agree with that.
I am not perfect. I do struggle with that. Okay,
I'm gonna get my own water, y'all.
I'll get you some water.
Y'all don't need me.
I got him. You talking? I got him.
Listen, y'all don't need me.
He wanted some water for real.
I'm excited now. Y'all don't need me.
So what I'm saying is that.
Don't say what you're saying. You said it.
No, what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that I still may say some things, but again, we talked about this a few episodes back. Knowing how to pivot and listen, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And know, you know your mate, so you know that you're getting him to a point of frustration or aggravation. Like pivot, stop, pivot, and just be quiet. And honey, let me tell you something. If it don't work out, it ain't on you. You can sit there and sip your tea and let him fix the problem.
That's good. That's good.
Well, see, what it bleeds into is the other topic. So you got this submission, but it bleeds into the leading.
It does. That's why. Yes. That's
right?
why. Yes.
So,
yes.
I just think that, it's kind of like, what you guys are saying. Like, it really is, the connotations of it just make it terrible. Like, so now when you hear it, it's like I ain't feeling, like, come on now. Like, we're just talking about submission as in, because literally in a relationship, you will both submit to each other. Because the second definition has to do with submitting to the authority or control of another.
Oh, sorry, y'all.
Like,
y'all see me lift up my wheel.
I mean, because we're not talking about, let's just say in a marriage. Let's go there to that back to that parameter. In a marriage, a good leader sees the strength of the people he's leading.
Yes.
Right?
That's true. Okay.
So let's just say my wife is better at running the finances of the house. She's just better at it because her organizational skills got it. Like, I pay them, but it's like, we be squeaking like right in there on the date winners. You know what I mean? And, that may bother her. So it's like, okay, listen, you're like really good at that. So you handle that. So I have to submit to that part. So it's not a problem for me as a man to come and say, so babe, I wanted to get this thing from Home Depot. It's such and such. We got the clearance for that. I don't got no problem with that. because I'm submitting to the fact that she's in control of that
Finance.
because I put her in that position.
You put her in that position.
That's
That's good.
That's better for the family.
So are you
That's
then saying
great.
that a good leader also knows how to follow?
Of course.
Yeah, I agree on
See
that.
how I
one, too.
did that?
Yeah, I like how you did that. but
I agree.
that's true. That's true in any realm, like in any situation. You're never going to find somebody who's great at leading people who did not learn how to first follow somebody.
Agreed.
That's good.
Because you won't know how to listen.
Right. So when it comes to leading, what advice do you have for women on how they can, in choosing, because what advice do you have for women when it comes to choosing or what they should look for in a man that are green flags so they would know this is a guy that's a leader and this is a guy whom I should follow?
I would say there are like, from person to person, there are things that are different. But one, pay attention. Like, people get so into like, I like him,
I like him.
Yeah, he might look nice and this and this and this. And, there are some people, and I'm just going to be real, there are some people who are doing well for themselves by accident. You understand me? You were in the right place at the right time. Period. Now, if by character you're not a person
Your character
who could make that happen, let's just say you're doing well off. Okay, you're doing good. You got a nice car. Yeah, yada yada yada. Now we don't know what the infrastructure of that looks like. We just know what the outside looks like, right? So we don't know if we don't know if he's driving a nice car, but it stays on a quarter tank. You know what I mean? Like, and he just be like,
Gator
"Let me
boots,
get it."
my Gucci suit, hey, got no gas, but I stay fly.
And we're not talking about on a whole, because everybody finds a pocket in there somewhere where you just it's an ebb and flow. It's up and down sometimes. But we're just talking about people who put out this persona. And even if they're not putting out a persona, I mean, you just pay attention. Like, what does he choose for himself? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does he choose for himself? First, does he take care of himself?
Honey, let's talk about this hygiene and men. Honey, don't get me started. But
No,
go
no. Now we'll get to that, but we ain't talking about that yet. I mean, just as a person, like, is he caring for all of his affairs? Is he caring for himself? Now we all need help from time to time, but is he caring for himself? Does he have basics? Let's start there.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Does he clothe, shelter? Does he do all of those things for himself?
That's good.
You know what I mean?
Was he cooking for himself before I met him? Was you cleaning for yourself before I met you, man of God?
Now,
because
it may not be.
Come on now.
Because I ain't doing it.
Listen, because there are not a whole bunch of men who cook like that.
Right.
Like,
but you had Molly coming. You had Molly coming every Friday.
I'll be totally honest. Like, as a whole, like, single man, like, I can cook because my mama made sure I knew how to.
Amen.
Like, but I don't know. I would, because my life was moving and all of that kind of stuff. I just didn't make it a priority to cook unless I was cooking for somebody and I was going to eat. There were times I would invite people to my house so that I would cook, so I could eat.
That was nice.
So I could eat. I was tricking myself. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, pay attention to those things. Like, is he taking care of himself, and what are the things that he chooses for himself? Like, you just see a person in different situations, and don't just fly off and be like, oh, we gonna get married. Well, hold on. Can he lead himself? Like,
well, women do that. We be like,
can he lead himself?
We meet a guy, and 2 weeks later we be talking about, girl, yeah, and he was talking about in the future.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Just don't, like, float off with it.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with seeing a future with a person initially. Because if a man gets serious with you, he sees the future. He just may not express it the way y'all do.
Right.
He just might not be all like, yeah, bro. So you know what I'm saying? Me and her gonna. Some dudes are like that, but most guys are not saying that. Like the most that a homeboy is gonna get out of you, yeah, she might be it, bro. But that's after a while. You hear me? After a while, like for real. But there are some people you see and you be like, I might could
risk it all.
And then you meet her for real and you be like,
I don't know.
never mind. Never mind, nigga. I'm sorry.
Yeah, right.
Never mind. But again, pay attention. Like just pay attention
okay.
and just watch the things that he chooses for himself. Like how does he lead him? Because
That's
he's
good.
his own family.
Right.
Like unless
If
he has kids.
if he's a party of one, he's a leader for himself.
But if he has children, there are more things. That's easier. Because how is he fathering? That's easier then.
Honey, if you got children
that you don't see and
you don't see them, don't talk to me.
You miss me.
That's a whole no. A whole no. What say you, Satirical?
What say you, Satiria?
What say you? I'm just talking about if you got churn and they don't see them. I'm just talking about that.
That's a whole no.
I ain't gonna do that.
I'm not gonna be able to do that, honey. I don't know who. I don't know.
Baby, because I'm trying to figure out how you still pop out 10 more. What the women be thinking?
I don't know what this is. I don't know what you think this is. Just serve dear man.
Over here?
What the women be thinking?
As for me and my loins,
It's a no.
it's a no.
I don't see what the women be thinking.
Y'all come on back.
Come back. Let's come back. I'm
saying.
sorry. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it
Because
back.
I just be trying to figure it
no.
out. You know he got a girl. You know he got a child. And you know you don't never see that child, but you with him 24, 34, 64, 7. You wake up with him, you sleep with him, you just do all this, but you don't never see that child. But you have a child.
And you think he's gonna be there
you
for
think
your
you
child?
different.
Close your
I'm
mouth. You're floored.
I'll just be so low.
Nothing to be confused about. That person is selfish.
That person is selfish.
That person is selfish.
That's good.
What
that
type
person
of
is
woman are
a
you?
selfish woman.
That's a selfish person.
A selfish woman. If you are dating a man, now you cannot make him go and get his children.
can't.
That you cannot do. But you
can't.
can set a standard.
You can.
And if you do not set that standard early on, saying, "Hey, I'm not dealing with this," to let him know that, you are a selfish woman because you get all of the benefits.
I agree.
And the children do not.
I ain't got no respect.
You shouldn't
for
even
them.
get that far.
Now, some men will argue and say, "Oh, I don't get along with the baby mama." Now, if you again, then you don't need to be courting anybody. All your money needs to go towards an attorney to make sure you can get the visitation rights that are due to you for the children.
If it's that deep.
That is correct.
If you can't deal with the baby mama.
Anyway, I don't know how we got on baby mama.
This is terrible leadership. This is terrible leadership on this part. Terrible leadership.
I'm just saying, sorry.
I'm just saying.
Do not choose this person. He is not a great leader for you.
Very good.
Okay.
See how it went together?
Potentially.
Okay, so we're paying attention to how he lead himself.
Right.
What else?
I mean, that's pretty much that's
pretty much it.
Because I mean, what else are you gonna look at?
Yeah.
Because women be like, do he love God? Is he,
That's part of him leading himself.
That's good.
All right, who are you following?
Preach.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and let me just say this. Okay, so I do not show up every time church opens. But I will pray for you at the drop of a dime.
Ditto.
I will do that. Like, as a man, like, I will do that. Now, I love a woman who prays. Like, stop me, whatever I'm doing, and just pray. Like, if must I say, super turn on. But at the end of the day,
shut up,
at the end of the day, yeah. So is he leading himself to the things that are going to be beneficial for him? Is he allowing God to lead him, or is he just, does he pray? Like, you know what I mean? Like, does he pray for himself?
But you got to be careful with that, because I knew a man.
My tea.
Story time. Y'all know I have story time. I have to give y'all story time. There was once upon a time.
Once upon a time.
Girl. There was once a time I was dating a guy, and honey, that baby sent me the prayers that will drop your panties. Do you understand me?
Wait, why
but baby,
the prayers dropping
your
panties?
prayers can't penetrate
real good
nothing. Because your character
They said
is
the press
terrible.
can't penetrate.
Baby, you can lie. Let me tell you something. Look you in your face.
My Lord, today.
You can be looking at the sky and see the sky is blue.
Oh wow.
This man will look you in your face,
My Lord.
lie to you and tell you it's purple, baby, and you will believe him.
Got to
Them
look
prayers
up
weren't
again.
reaching heaven.
Them prayers did not penetrate anything.
They weren't going.
Okay.
To
They
the
was
sky.
a setup.
So what I mean, because he knew I love the Lord. There's no doubt about that. But I have a balance, okay? However, praying for me is wonderful. But honey, if your character is not where it needs to be, honey, keep your prayers. I don't know what you praying over. You could be praying the Japanese or voodoo or Tonto. Okay? I don't know what you praying.
So you're making it whole. It's a whole thing. Like it's not just this one thing. Like it's not just, oh, can he pray? Good, we together. No, like,
No, that's right.
Yeah,
It's the whole
can
thing.
he pray?
I just want to get y'all
What
a
are
story time about that prayer.
Story time. But I mean, that's terrible. But there are
That was
people like that
god-awful.
because that's not like the first time I've
they
heard
do
a story
yes,
of that.
draw
of that
you
nature.
in.
It's- I mean, that's not the first time I've heard that. Like, you know, there are people who know what to say, and they say it for those reasons. There are not a lot of genuine people just walking
Unfortunately.
around, bumping into each other. Like, so, I mean, I think it comes to, does he have this prayer life, but also who is he as a person? Because you got to, you know, I mean, we're all flawed. We all need prayer. So yeah, he might be a liar, but he prays.
Right.
You know, is he
Well,
praying
let me
about the
not judge
lion?
the man, because I mean, if you open up my closet, I got skeletons in there too. But what I'm saying is, you ain't got to lie like that. You ain't got to lie to
You
kids.
ain't got to lie.
You ain't got to lie to
You ain't
kids.
got the
You
lie.
don't. You do not have to lie to kids.
You don't.
Okay, now
But that was probably what was happening. He was trying to kill
That's
him.
exactly what was
and I'm
happening.
flattered. Listen to me. If you know you got to lie to get me, honey, I'm as flattered.
Terrible.
Okay, because that means I'm showing up in this world. Okay, big.
That boy typing these prayers with the Bible open. With the Bible open. He didn't plagiarize a
But this is what I'm
prayer.
saying.
Plagiarize a prayer from the Bible.
From Song of Songs.
That's not a requirement. It's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Keep it real. Keep it 100. Okay? From where, Chantel? Go over there.
Song.
She gonna wait to say that. She over there falling out. Yes, sir. Okay? So that's all I'm saying.
But pay attention.
But
You know,
pay attention.
to
Pay
all of
attention.
those things. It's in total. That's why I say, like, you know, it's all right to be excited about a person and this and this and this and this, but well, let's rewind a little bit. First, you do have to know what it is you're looking for in a leader.
Say that. Oh, let's talk about that. If
Right,
you
that's
know
what
what
you're
kind of leader you need in your life, ladies,
That's
for the
good.
7 of y'all that's on here, I'm just playing. For the ones that are listening, if you know, and Thomas says you have good points. You have good points. So you
Thanks,
got a
Tom.
man on here, got your back.
Appreciate it, Tom.
All right. Thomas will be on the show next week, guys. Cooking up some things. He's gonna be cook. Do it for me.
He gonna be-
friend.
he gonna be
do it
cooking
for me.
while
Show
you
me how to-
here?
He gonna be cooking.
so
You off tomorrow?
Oh, she thinks
You
she
off
want
on
to come.
Yeah, God won't.
Sunday? You want to come too? But if you know what kind of leader you need for you,
That's good.
if you know what type, we're talking about for you. We're not, don't think about the right words to say. Okay, this is the right type of leader to have. No, we're talking about you.
That's good.
Women, what type of leader do you need for you? Now, when you ask yourself this question, this is for you to journal, or you can put it in the notes or in the chat. But think about the type of woman you want to become before you answer that question. Because if you answer that question where you are right now, you may choose a man to lead you that cannot lead you to where you have to go.
Right.
That's good.
So you have to choose according to your assignment. So if you don't know what your assignment is, if you don't know what your assignment is, you're not going to be able to know what type of leader you need. Therefore, you're going to choose haphazardly that could possibly delay your progress significantly.
That's good.
Mm.
I never said that you would not get there. I said delay. Think about it.
That's
Can I
good.
sit something?
Oh, you want to say?
Shout it right there.
Oh, yes. And for those of you that are tuning in, if you would like to give and make a donation, please, you can scan the QR code that is now showing on your screen. Besties Tell All, $ Besties Tell All, and please send a donation. We are a thriving podcast.
Yes.
But we do need you guys' help. Listen, $2, $3. We're not saying send a whole bunch of money. If you got it, send it.
Please, and thank you.
But please, please, please donate and help us. We are building this brand. We got technology. Sometimes it work, it don't work. We got mic. Sometimes y'all can hear us, can't hear us, and so this helps us. Okay.
Yes, it does.
We are good soil. So if you sow a seed, you will reap. If you let me tell you something, a concept.
That's good.
If you sow plentiful, you reap plentiful. If you sow sparingly,
you reap
ye shall reap sparingly. All right? Ye. That wasn't ye.
You can tell what version she read, can't you?
Okay. So let me say this here.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing with what you just said.
Okay.
There's a small piece of it that we're just gonna be real about.
Okay.
All right.
Be real.
I don't know many women, and I know, like I know both of you. Y'all stand up people. You know what I'm saying? I just met you. You seem pretty stand up.
I am. Thanks.
Keep good company. Okay, so here's the deal. I don't, even you two, I don't know many women who will necessarily just say, this is what I need, I'm going to choose this person. I think that's better said, like, if you're a person who has a relationship with God, and that's better said, ask God to send you what you need, because we won't always choose that. Like, we're not gonna put that in the package.
Because I'm going to include some of my wants in there too.
Right. Well, and this is what I'm saying. I think you should like want certain things out of a person. Don't be crazy with it. Like, some of that stuff is dumb.
Right.
But
I agree.
being real and relatable, you have your wants. You should have those. The type of man that you want based on the life that you have, and you're being sound-minded and that type of thing. Have a list. Write it down for real. But as far as like the things that you need, okay, there are perceived things that you think you need. Those are kind of wants as well, right? Right? Those are kind of wants as well.
Nobody want to say right.
It's a good idea.
Ain't nobody saying right, honey.
No.
You talking no talk.
No.
You walk ahead, honey, but my head hurts.
This is a real thing. So there is not really too many people, women included, men included, that are just gonna be like, you know what? Okay, I gotta back that off. Unpopular opinion. A man would probably be more apt to say what I'm getting ready to say. Okay. So a man would be more apt to say, man, I need me a woman who gonna tell me about myself. A woman is not necessarily going to choose that because it.
What you need me to tell you about yourself? Or you know about yourself. You should know yourself. Be self-aware.
No.
That's what I'm gonna think.
No. You as a whole person who will politely put a person together and say, let me tell you about yourself real quick. Yeah, you know how to do that. It's necessary, like, to be able to do that without attitude.
Come here, let me whisper something to you.
Hey, baby, come here.
Come here.
I'm having
talk to
attitude.
Leave your opponent
Don't
unharmed.
Leave your opponent
there you go.
unharmed.
Opponent, but not necessarily.
No, it's something that Sharice normally says.
I actually heard it.
Okay.
I heard her say it before, but I'm just saying, like, I think that it's more of a thing. God, send me who I need. Like, send me who I need. I do have these wants. I'm pretty sure you're going to put that in there because you're not going to pair me with somebody who's not going to go well with me.
Amen.
And who is not going to, at some point, touch my happy bone, you know what I mean, in my body and make me feel good.
Amen.
You're not going to do that to me because you know me. But you are going to send me what I need. And that may be somebody who challenges me to an uncomfortable place. And that's man and woman. Men are more apt to do such a thing because we get challenged all the time. You know what I'm saying? We're kind of used to it.
Thomas, sorry.
On a whole.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Please
What do you
forgive
say?
me. Don't put my business in the street. Thank you, friend. I appreciate it.
What do you say?
Sharice, you do that real good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. He know. I mean, you know what I'm saying? What does the show is Besties Tell All?
Besties
He's doing his job. I'm just saying. So I mean, it's a better thing for people to pray that. You know what I mean? Because and then ask God to open your eyes to when it shows up. Because somebody challenging us might be like, well, this ain't gonna work. Well, I mean, how did he say it? Did he say that in a loving way? Was it just that you didn't like what he said? You know what I mean? Because most of the time that's what it be. You're like, I don't like that. How you gonna say that? I ain't never heard that. You ain't never met nobody like me either.
Oh, period.
You know, and it's not a man that is at a certain point. Like, we have boundaries. You know what I'm saying? And
Men do have more boundaries than women.
I don't know about that, but men have boundaries. Like men of a certain, thought process have boundaries. Men who are emotionally intelligent know how to communicate those in a way that's palatable. But sometimes, even though you can eat it, you still don't want to.
Honey, because some stuff you put on that table, baby, I don't want that. I don't eat them pig feet. I don't want
No chicken feet.
no chicken feet. With them frog legs,
Right.
they look good. I know it tastes like chicken. I don't want it. Well, let me ask you this. Okay, because we're talking, we talked about submission and leading. Do you think that when a woman does not choose well in terms of leading, that she's settling?
In terms of leadership.
In terms of leadership, like, because
Yeah,
do you think she's settling?
a little bit, because my thing is this: choose somebody to lead you that you want to listen to. Like,
You
if you
gotta
have all
say-
these things, well, no, I can't. I don't really like how you do this. Now, like, well, you need to be with somebody that you will listen to, like that you want to follow. Do not marry anybody you don't want to follow.
Amen to that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm talking about down to, yes, baby. When you get to that point, you can marry him. If everything is I don't know.
So let me ask you
If it's a
this.
drawback all the time, then you need to draw all the way back.
Story time.
Uh-oh. Here we go.
It's about the time in a faraway land.
What?
In the land not so far.
In the land not so far away. I know someone who, I'm gonna throw this out there. I know someone who, they're in a relationship. I know a couple people that are like this, okay? And this particular person was going to get something. They were going to get something, and they took their other half with them. The person that they're dating, they took that person with them, okay? The person that they were dating gave them some gave them some advice on what they should buy.
Did they ask for it?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
This person asked the person that they're dating for the advice. They asked the person that they're dating to go with me to this place so that you can help me and guide me and show me the way.
Show me the way.
Show me the way. After the person tells them this is what you should do, the other person picks up the phone and calls their parent.
My Lord, today.
And then asks the parent, what do you think I should do? And then took the advice
Oh, the mama.
of the parent.
My Lord, today.
And you had the person who you said you wanted to help you was right there. They gave you the advice. They showed you the way. They provided the guidance. They took out their time. And then you picked up the phone in front of them and called the parent and then proceeded to go with what the parent said.
You need to go back to your mammy.
That was smooth. Go back
Go back to your
to your mammy. Okay.
That
What
word.
do you think? Go back.
Okay. One,
Amen. We don't have those issues.
very big irritation. Don't ask me for my opinion if you're not going to listen to it.
That's good.
Now, listening to my opinion does not always equal doing what I said.
Exactly.
That's not the same thing. But a man can tell when you are basically kind of, yeah, I heard you. You know what I mean? Like you.
Now go sit down.
Yeah, you just.
I got you.
You're not even considering what he said, but you asked. You know, I've been in that predicament. I've been in that predicament more times than I would like to be. Because one, I'm not gonna do a whole lot of talking as a man, unless I have something to say, or you ask me a question. Like, and if I talk to you, one, as a privilege, but I just believe that as a man, like, you know, there are some real chatty dudes and some dudes who
I mean, talk more than a woman, baby.
there
Shit.
are some very chatty men. Okay, cool, we get that. But just on a regular day, like, I'm not just walking around opening my mouth, because words are supposed to have weight, and the more of them I give out, the less weight my words have.
That's good, sir.
So if you ask me a question and I give you an answer, I'm expecting you to switch that around in your head and let's have a conversation about it. Ask more questions if you're not necessarily on board with what I said. Ask more questions. Ask me why I think this, why I think that. You know, in this case, they was going to buy something. Okay, cool. In this case, they're going to buy something. Why did I say what I said? Well, you know, this is based on this and this is this. So this is why this is this way. So yeah, I think this. Cool. Don't just hear what I said. Now have a conversation with me and then call and get another opinion.
Right. That's
Now what you're creating is a non-communicative person, because I'm going to answer you less and less now. And this is a thing that a lot of times women don't understand. You don't get too many times to fumble that ball. Like with a man, like, we're gonna communicate. I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna do that. But if you fumble it, you might not get it back.
help the people.
And when I say might, it is a very, very thin might. Like, because once I realize you ain't listening to me, well, I'm not going to open myself up to feel discarded again.
But I think that goes for women too. I think women are the
Yes.
same way.
Yes, women, I think that is true. I think not just for men, but I can speak for my own situation. When I was married and when I had my daughter, and I remember something was happening with her, and I knew, like, my mother instinct kicked in. I was not a pharmacist at that time. I had not been through a rigorous, medical training, but instinctively I knew what I needed to do to take care of my daughter. And my ex-husband at the time, when I told him, hey, this is what you do, he picked up the phone and called his friend's wife, who had just had a baby. She had never had a child either. So she and I were both in the same seat, and asked her what to do. And then when he went to the store, he purchased what she said to buy, which inevitably,
We know what you mean.
inevitably,
We're just gonna roll right over that
Sound like a theory.
it did not.
Inevitably.
It did not work out. We still had to circle back around and do exactly what I had said needed to be done for our daughter.
word. How did that make you feel?
And I felt like crap.
Yeah.
And so after that, many times it happened more and more. Needless to say, I'm no longer married to that individual, but it began to happen more and more and more, and I began to feel inadequate. I even questioned whether or not I was a good mother, because the person never said, hey, you're a great mother, but they oftentimes, any recommendation that I would make pertaining to our child was totally came across as invaluable. Now, honey, it's a piece of art, okay? But at that time, where me and that person were, he just didn't think I knew. And I didn't understand why the other woman knew more than me, and we were both in the same boat. She had not had any children. This is our first child. Her first child, my first child. Like, what makes her better? That's not the case anymore, praise God. But that did make me feel like crap. And I've also had that situation with a guy that I was dating. And after that happened, I said something to him. And then we went to his mother's house. And then he was like, yeah, well, Cherie said this, but Mom, you know I had to ask you. Baby, screw your mother.
Yeah, stay with her.
Okay, so, yeah. Question, and this is for all three of y'all. Okay, so have you ever experienced this? Like,
Younger, I have, but younger.
Okay. You?
I don't think I have.
No? Okay.
Oh, no.
So here's the deal. As a person, like, we're not going to just branch it off. We'll do that later. But as a person, when giving your opinion, in your case, it was about your actual child. So there are more layers there.
Right.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Peel the onion back.
That can do injury on a lot of different layers.
Of course.
Absolutely.
I think, but as a person who's giving their opinion, and it seems like the person that you're giving it to doesn't even consider what you said as an option. Is it that you're feeling at that moment that your voice is being silenced? That
Yes.
you don't have a voice.
So that's a big thing for me, feeling heard. And so I did not feel heard.
Okay.
And I did not feel like a decision maker in my child's life, because I do believe in submission. And although it hurt my feelings, I did submit to the fact that maybe the other person maybe he knows something I don't know, that the other person may have some more skills or something. So I leaned into that. And then when it kept happening that they don't know what the hell, excuse me.
Well, let's be honest about this. Sometimes the reason why your voice or your opinions or your voice is being discarded by this person is because of how they actually feel about you. Like, they may not feel like you know anything.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's a real thing.
We just had this conversation.
Right. They may not feel like this, and this is not necessarily a conversation that people will have with you, because, one, to say that to a person means immediately that
You're toast.
It's going to be over, because that's not something that a person is just going to be like, well, I don't think you know nothing, no way.
No, nobody gonna say that.
Nobody wants to actually say that, but people do say it in different ways.
Right.
We just don't be paying attention. They literally be telling it, I don't think you know nothing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't trust your word on that.
Right.
Now, if we circle back to it,
if you say that to someone, they're gonna be offended.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gonna be like, what?
And I don't think you can say any.
You can't
type
say
of
it.
way.
You can't clean it up.
You can't clean it up.
Capacity.
You can't.
It's gonna sting either way.
and so let's take that feeling of you feeling like your voice isn't being heard and this. Okay, cool. Now let's reverse that and and bring it back to the topic.
Wait, Theo said, let me go back. I want to read this because this is good. For most men, this comes from a place of fear or being discarded. It also comes from a place of not being valued as boys unless we did something good. He says, in this case, it's not who's better, it's about who's familiar with the situation.
That's facts. I mean, and that's if he's speaking about the situation you just gave.
Right.
Yes.
And in a lot of cases, that may be the thing. Like, if something comes up and it's like, again, we go back to, as a leader, you can know the strengths of the people around you, because I don't have to do it all. Any good leader knows that.
But do you explain it?
That's what I'm saying. It goes back to having a conversation.
Do you explain?
Honey,
So
you got to talk to me.
In the case where I'm dating someone, I give some advice, some solicited advice, and he still goes back to his mom, and then I find out in the setting that he went to his mom. Hey, babe, do you come to me and say, hey, babe, I went to my mom because
XYZ. Correct.
No.
Or you just leave it?
So here's the deal. He went to his mom because he trusts her word. Now, he may have asked you because you were around. Doesn't mean he doesn't necessarily trust you. He just trusts her word more. We can all understand why.
Of course.
Right. Okay.
Don't ask me. Ask her all the time.
And go back to your
Right. And that was your emotions talking. Okay, cool. So, but then when we come back to it, it's like, okay, now this may happen. You can have a conversation about it. Okay, so let me let you know this. I understand that you wanted to ask your mom. Honestly, even the Bible says in multitude of, counsel. That's wisdom. That's, you get but I think there's this thing. Like, we just feel like, I wanted you to listen to me. Right?
It's a pride thing for sure.
Yeah,
it's an ego thing.
It's I wanted you to listen to me. Now, and this is where we have to check ourselves. It's like, I wanted you to listen to me. Because
pick me.
Is it right? Is it really that he didn't necessarily take in what you said? And then he was like, let me just ask my mama. Or was it, let me also ask my mama? You know what I'm saying? Because that's different.
That's very different.
That's different. That's different. So what happens is, I may look at you and say, you know what? Let me ask her about this because she be knowing. Okay.
I be knowing.
Right. Right. And sometimes, I understand that there's just, sometimes a woman can be so connected to you that she just be knowing stuff and you don't know how she know it. And you're just like, hey, babe, what you think I ought to do with this? Now, it's not that you're an expert on it.
Right.
But I just want your opinion. Now, I may also want another opinion.
So don't do it in front of me.
Moral of the story, don't take it personal.
Right, there you go. Listen.
And I'm with Soteria. You can get another opinion, but do that on your own.
Yeah. That is the first one of the first laws of, you read the book, four agreements. That's the first agreement. Don't take nothing personal at all.
Honey, I try to
it ain't all about you. It's not. And see, like I was saying, now we can flip this back over to what we were actually talking about. Right? Yeah. So, as a man, sometimes I have to not take it personal if I don't feel like you're listening to me. The first time. Because if it becomes this thing, now it's okay, you don't value my opinion. And that's a bad place for a leader to be in.
Absolutely.
It's a bad place for a leader to be in, because if you choose this person to be your leader and it's not somebody you want to listen to, okay, what happens when he says something that's very sound and you're like,
right.
And then something blow up in your face. Right. Now, if he's a good leader, he's not going to bring it up, but he got to help you clean it up.
He has to.
Just like what happened with a woman. Just like what happened with a woman. Like you don't listen as a leader. You don't listen to this woman who's giving you the advice that she's helping you as God put her there for, and you just let me call my mama, and your mama just told you something, and now it blew up in your face, and now this help
you got to circle back around
has to help you.
Yeah, I got.
She has to clean up when she told you what to do the first time.
You want to go to your
and you didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's one of those, again, it just circles back around to we will all be submitting to each other. As a leader, you just know that you're being held accountable for what happens. Right. That's even more of an incentive to involve everybody. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, if I try to do this all by myself, something goes lacking. If I try to think for everybody in this situation, something goes lacking. That's why I don't want no quiet person. I don't want nobody quiet around me. I'm going to ask you questions. Don't repeat what I said. Whatever kind of music you like. No.
Whatever you like.
I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? And any good leader wants people around him not to just say yes, but to tell me, no, baby, you tripping right now. Like, that don't look like a good idea. I don't think so. Well, and if you're not taking it personal, you're going to ask, well, why you say that? Because you want to know what the opinion is. Yeah. You want to know, as a leader, talk to me. Why you think it's a bad idea? Right. Like, okay, that makes sense. Okay, cool. Yeah, I ain't going to do that. But that's when you're not being touchy.
Right.
Right? So, again, you have to pay attention to whether or not this person that you want to choose, or who may be asking you to choose them as your leader, are they touchy?
Yeah, that's good.
Are they touchy? Like, you can really find some of this stuff out based on how people deal with other people.
Yeah.
Like, you can.
I'm touchy.
Okay.
I'm touchy, baby. Listen to me. tough.
myself.
But listen,
All right.
I have a question though, because we got to move to settling. We got to talk about settling because it happens so much, a lot. There are so many people, and we're probably going to pick back up next week talking about it because there are so many people that have settled.
Absolutely.
You are not happy. You're in a relationship. You're not getting anything you necessarily want out of that relationship. And you've convinced yourself that the needs that God created for you to have and the wants that God created for you to have is something that you don't need or that you don't want. That's
Explain
settling. We're made in the image of God. God is a jealous God. God loves praise. God loves intimacy. He loves your time. He loves for you to talk to him. Okay? We're made in his image. These are things that we also want. Time, touch, affection. We become territorial or jealous. Sometimes when we see things, we try to figure out what the hell is going on. Okay? And we have those same things. But yet, as PD would say, you get with someone that tells me, that takes me to the store and say, you can't go to any other store. This is the only store you can go to, but you don't put the things on the shelf that I like.
That's good. Come on.
So
Read.
I'm supposed to then just stay in this store and settle for what you give me, even though I've told you I want this on the shelf, but you're only willing to give me that and not this. And so in settling, you're also telling yourself, when you choose to stay in that type of situation,
I don't need this.
that what I am designed, when God uniquely made you, what you are designed to like, have through exposure, the things that you have been exposed to, the things that you desire, when someone in your life says they're not going to do it or make an excuse to not provide it to you after continual grace. I'm not saying you asked them one time and you know, they said they're going to work on it, and then, you know, you next time you left them. That's not grace. But after continual grace and years of dealing with that same thing that you need, that is settling. That is not conceding. That is settling. And oftentimes people will do that in the name of endurance. Endure. Right? Endure the relationship. And no, you have to know. It goes back to knowing yourself.
Absolutely.
Having conversations with yourself. Listen, are you going to let somebody walk up to you and tell you, you stupid, ugly, and all this stuff? No. Because, well, some of us do talk to ourselves like that, but you don't talk to yourself like that. So you're not going to let anybody else talk to you like that.
Hello.
Okay? If you know that you do certain things for yourself within reason, are you then going to let somebody else come in your life that's not willing to also provide those same things within reason? There are some things they can't provide to you, that you will only be able to provide for yourself.
Right.
Okay? Or your homegirls or something. You do, you know, he's a man. Certain things he's just not going to do. But then there are those things that you absolutely need, but you're telling yourself, you're psyching yourself out saying, I don't need it, in the name of endurance, in the name to prove to yourself that you can be loved or stay somewhere, stay in a relationship, or in the essence, you know, why? Why are we settling?
People don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
And that's what it boils down to. So I just had this conversation with this lovely person yesterday. We were talking about loneliness, and I told them, I said, you know, I was talking to a guy, and I stopped talking to the guy because I was lonely. And I'm like, why are you in my life? Well, you here? Like, what are you doing? But she said something to me. She said, Sharice, you're not lonely. She says, God taught you a long time ago to be by yourself. And he did, child. And I had to say, sure did. And she said, you're speaking, you speak a language of trauma because you're used to speaking it.
That's good.
Right. But then she said, so it wasn't the loneliness. It was the fact that you were alone. And there was seemingly a presence of a man that would not lend me his time. Honey, you got to go. So therefore, he's gone. But to your point, yes, people do not want to be alone. So they settle.
You know how many people could be married that's not married if they had just said, okay, he chose me, I'll just marry
him. He said he wanted to marry me, so I
or
marry him.
she chose me, I'll just marry her.
Well, she ain't choosing nothing.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
I mean, in some cases, it happens that
Yes,
way.
because some
Not in
men,
this case.
No, in some cases it happens that way. Or we have children together. Or I've been here for 10 years, 12 years. Let me just go ahead and
Correct.
It happens.
Yeah.
Listen, okay, so let's talk about settling.
We got one?
That baby say you can't tell a generation of people who have been told or asked if they got McDonald's money for what they want.
Who wrote that?
Theo.
Baby, Theo?
Cause I tell my daughter all the time, you got McDonald's money, and she say I do.
No, she has Starbucks money.
She has Starbucks.
That's a whole nother thing.
That's a whole nother.
No, she has Starbucks money.
And I pull in the Starbucks. I pull in, so I'm the problem, Theo. I'm the problem. My name is Sharice, and I'm the problem. Okay.
I think well, we do know that there is a level of settling or compromise, if we can somehow, juxtapose those two. But I think there's a level of it that's supposed to occur. There are definitely things that we should know that we need from a person, right? Let's take intimacy. If you know you need intimacy, which we all do in some way, shape, or form, right? So I think sometimes what we have to let go of, which is where the settling may come in.
Y'all keep going now. Y'all know I can.
Okay. The lady was talking to us in the back. Like Kit from Night Rider. But so the level of settling may be in, okay, maybe I have to let go of how I think I'm supposed to get this, right?
Okay.
And pay attention to how the person is giving it to me.
Okay.
Then we get into the whole love language thing and how this person is communicating intimacy to me. What does intimacy mean to this person? But I
Well, you know what it means? Into me, see.
Thank you, because I seen where you got that from. Bishop Jakes on Okay.
Bishop Jakes said.
But that's a real thing. Like
Shout out to Bishop.
But it's the how sometimes that we have to let go of. Well, as a man, you might be like, well, man, I wanted to do this and this and this and this. Okay, that's cool. But she may not come from a place where she learned how to be that way that you're talking about. But she's doing this, and it literally means the same thing to her when she's giving it as what you're talking about. So, hey, take that and let that be it. And then you have a communication. It's like...
And do you then lead them into...
Right. It's like, okay, can you also do this?
Okay.
This is when people are not being touchy. Okay, but then, so to me, like, that's the settling a lot of times. But you can't compromise on what it is you need. Yeah. You can't, I've been saying this for a while. You can't make an exception for something that you know you can't accept. You can't, because it will create something between you and this person that will not get dealt with until y'all have a conversation. And that conversation, the longer it takes, the stronger this thing is becoming. And when y'all do have this conversation, it's gonna blow up and y'all ain't gonna be together. Period. Like, it's going away. That's why I think that communicating with a person is so key, because hey, like, this is how I receive this. This is what this means to me. When you do this, like, it makes me feel good. Like, just like what we was talking about earlier. When you listen to me as a man, it makes me feel loved, because it's almost like respect, and that's the currency of love for a man is respect. Like, if you listen to me when I say something, or I feel like you listened, I feel loved. Like, I feel loved now. And as a man, you can't give that up.
So you feel
so
like
when a man does give, when they do give it up,
do.
Then that man is now settling.
He's settling, and that's dangerous, because
he's gonna cheat.
It's possible. It's possible because he's creating something.
Possible.
It is. It's possible. Now, there are different forms of that, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
It is.
So you have the possibility of
You don't want to dress sexy for your man and do what you need to do, so that he go on Instagram and he like all the big booty Judys, okay? And then you get mad that he liking all the girls' posts because they got big booties.
But every time he come home,
you got on a bonnet and you got on you ain't won't put no sexy drawers on for the man. I'm talking about my situation. I can't talk about nobody, but this what was happening in my home, okay?
Listen, you have to do.
You have to do it.
You have to do that, but also some men don't even like that. So you have to figure out.
What you mean? Nobody don't like no sexy drawers.
Some men don't.
He don't like no cheat side.
Listen.
Cheat.
Some men don't care about, like, okay.
They can't. You're right. They can't.
Let me just.
They can't. They can't. Some men, based on what I see, some men can't care about how sexy a woman looks.
You talking? No, you talking?
Why they can't?
We're agreeing.
Why they can't?
Because, honey, we have seen some terrible,
terrible situations.
Clearly you can't. Just fine.
But that's what happens. You know, some people, they don't really care about that. I'll say for me, like that's pretty. I like that. Now, same effect. Actually, it's gonna be a whole different effect if you come in with them joints not on. Period.
That's what I was about to say.
Like,
honey,
but that's me. I like how they look. Yes,
what they call it back in the day, negligee. Okay, that's what they call it, negligee. I like to put on negligee, honey. To walk in there, and you need to give me the oohs and the ahs, honey. Yes.
Yes, that's nice. You know. Okay,
that's
for
nice.
some people,
for
some people, you know, look, I'm gonna drop a jewel right here for somebody. Okay, for somebody and their husband right here. Okay, use that negligee. Let him walk in for you cooking breakfast with that on.
Oh, I can do that too, honey.
That's the thing
pumps,
right
them
there.
red bottoms he gonna buy me.
That's it right there. Okay. But
okay.
All right, cool.
No, baby,
But I'm
agree,
just
because you
saying,
got
like,
some.
you know,
Agree. You're about to something. Agree.
I don't like
You
them.
can't.
You don't like them? Okay.
No, you don't.
I don't, cause I feel like, just for me, just speaking for me, I just feel like it's pointless. Like, why do I have to have a complete wedgie for so long? Well, not even so long, but a split second.
Get in there and get that wedgie out them
It's the
cheeks.
visual.
Baby, I could give
the
you a
visual.
visual without it.
Because
No.
when you have a wedgie, you have to say, I have a wedgie.
I
And you have to
don't-
let him get in there and
It's
get
not
it
giving
out.
for me.
It's
I
not
just don't
giving
like
for
it.
It's a
Honey, get that
Right.
wedgie
Willingness
out.
for
Get
it.
it
I
out.
hate
Honey.
it.
Get
Right.
it
I'll wear it, but I hate it.
So here's the thing. We all do things that are not that comfortable
That's
for us.
very accurate,
You
my
know what
lord,
I mean?
today.
It's a give and take. Like, baby, I
Yes.
know you like this.
Yeah,
So
relationship.
in some way, shape, or form, it's like, I know you like this. I ain't necessarily my favorite thing to do, but it's almost like I kind of like it because it's your favorite thing. Like, I like to make you happy.
I like
You know
it.
what I'm saying? That becomes a thing.
Right.
Like,
Right.
you know, if you focus on, I just don't like it, you know, whether you know it or not.
Like I don't like it.
Whether you know it or not. Now, we can go past it, but ain't nothing like a man feeling like you wanted to do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I've heard it.
I
The
want to share
person that
something, but
you
it's personal.
get-
I'm going to share it, though.
The person that I get. Talk to me.
The person that you get, when he knows
When he
you
get here.
wanted to do something for him, like, that's a different energy.
Yeah.
Because now he's going to
It
do a
is.
whole bunch of stuff that you wanted him to do before
It is.
without asking.
I'm gonna say this.
Mhm.
I'm gonna share this. This is personal.
Sure.
This is when I was married, so I can share this.
Is it story time?
Story time.
Story time again.
And then we're gonna have to wrap it up in like 10 minutes because we like over. But listen, when I was married, to your point, we talking about sex. So if you got your children in the background, go in the other room. We talking about sex. When I was married,
SEGGS.
I'm gonna give y'all
Sig.
Sigs.
sex. We talking about
That's how they
sex.
spell it online.
They do.
And my ex-husband used to want me to talk to him.
Doing sex.
So it's sex. Okay. And I was young. I got married young. Honey, I'm not finna do no talking. Okay. And
Not playing TD Jakes in the background anyway.
Not with TD
and baby, when I got married, our Holy Ghost filled, saved, fire baptized. We listened to TD Jakes
That is
when we was
horrible.
being intimate.
I know that
honey.
man was
What was it? No satin sheet.
a satin
Satin
sheet
sheet is
slide.
what we listened to. Okay. And he wanted me to talk to him. And honey, I did not know how to do that. So the time that I did talk to him, I was like, yes, get that, you do it. I mean, I was trying to give it back, honey.
Wow.
And he said, in the middle of our intimacy, he said, hey, just be quiet. Be quiet. So,
Just shut up. Don't worry about it.
what I'm telling you is that in the midst of doing that, I conceded, and I did do. But of course, that was not something I was used to.
Don't worry about it.
And I did not give it to him. What, you know what I'm saying? He could tell I did not want to do it, but I was just trying to
Appease him.
exactly. But he said, "Hey,
Just don't worry about
don't worry about it. Keep that."
See, that'd be the problem,
There
too.
are a lot of scenarios in which that would apply, right? And lots of women have gotten them. You know what? Don't worry about it. You know what I mean? Because we can feel that you don't want to.
But
You know
see,
what I'm
let me tell you where I got a problem with that right there. So
Okay.
you request something, right?
Mm-hmm.
From a woman, and then they, even though they don't want to do it, they do it because they know you want this, what you want, right? But then you have an attitude because they doing it. I don't. Maybe I'm not saying it right. Like, him ask us.
Okay.
I'm doing what you're telling me to do, but you still have an attitude because I'm not doing it. I'm only doing it because you said
it. That's
that you want me to do it.
Because
that don't make no sense.
Because we can feel it.
But I'm doing it.
But we can.
How
feel
are
it.
you doing it?
It don't matter, but I'm doing it.
It matters.
Let me do. No, I know it matters. Okay, it don't matter. What I'm saying is, I'm doing it. So let me do it until it becomes.
Until it become a natural part.
Exactly.
Of
Give me something. Give me something.
What you mean?
Give it what you need.
Ask for this water bottle.
Give me. Can I have a?
Nope.
You
Give it to
give
me.
it.
Now give it to me. Ask me for the water bottle.
Can I have the water bottle, please? Sure. But what I'm saying is.
Oh, you don't want to talk about it. Okay.
What I'm saying is, if it's something that a person doesn't come natural for them, but you're requesting something of a person, right? So they're doing it only because you asked them to do it. So I'm doing it, but you mad because I'm doing it, but I'm not giving it to you like you want me to give it to you. But
you're not giving me grace
to let it come natural.
To let it become natural. So I do get that. So okay. There are some things there are certain people you get with that will require certain things from you that other people did not require. Okay, there are certain men. You have D'Angelo who requires a certain level of character, a certain level of conversation, a certain level of intimacy, a certain level of to be intelligent,
right,
in order to have the privilege of him deciding to date you, because as we know, men hold the key to relationships, women hold the key to sex. That's what we've been taught for the past 5 years. Okay, so at some point you encounter someone that's like, hey, this is they're verbal about their expectations, and they tell you exactly what they need, not in a controlling way. You then concede and try to do it. They have an attitude. Of course, you have an attitude. Okay, they get an attitude. Okay, but there is no grace in the process of it becoming second nature to you. When you say, you know what, my baby like this, and you put it always in your subconscious mind to make sure that my baby like his peppers cut 4 ways. He don't like it cut 2 ways. So when I cook his peppers 4 ways. I cut his pepper 4 ways. I don't cut them 2 ways until it becomes second nature to you. You understand? So I think the grace factor in that is what she's saying. Where is the grace for those types of situations? Because and to that point, at that point the man is not settling. You're not settling either. But the grace, the room for error, oftentimes is not extended, honey.
I think.
Okay,
so there are levels to this conversation, right? It depends, in some way, it depends on what we're talking about. If we're just going to make it general, then we can do that. Great illustration, by the way. because in some way, it's not going to be that, as long as you gave it to me, it's cool. Some people
Gonna be like, don't do it then. Keep it.
I care, right? Like there are some men who don't necessarily care how you give them what they ask for. They just care that you did it. I don't really care how you feel about it. Do you want that person? This is the thing.
Excuse me.
He doesn't.
I don't want that. Now you need to care that I don't want to do this.
Exactly, right? So you want the person who cares how you feel about it, but you don't want to feel better about it. Right.
That's good. Now, but so if I'm asking you to do something, what you're saying, the Lord loves a cheerful giver. Therefore, if I'm asking you to give to me, do it. You don't. Mine is the attitude. You may not do it cheerfully. You may not have a smile on your face, but you don't have an attitude either.
Right.
I guess is that what you're saying?
Here's the thing.
Right.
So if you,
Child, I'm trying.
if you're right, if you, I'll say it this way. I'll flip it around.
I'm not gonna
Let's
show
just
I
say-
have an attitude.
It can be felt. However,
This baby lying. This baby lying.
you didn't even say that. You couldn't even hold that face.
I'm sorry, brother.
Here's the thing, okay? There may be a level of, let's just say, treatment that you require from a man, right? Okay, let's just say you meet a guy who's, he's a really good guy, but he's not used to being a
Opening no
gentleman.
car door.
He's not used to being a gentleman. He's never had to do this, and
No
nobody
open no
requested
door, no
this at
car,
all.
don't put no chair out, don't do nothing.
And let's just say, God forbid he got a little money. He ain't never had to do this. Like,
Facts.
don't nobody care.
Right.
They just want to be around this dude, right? You require this no matter what he has. Like, you're going to treat me a
Like a
certain
lady,
kind of way.
yeah.
Right.
Okay? Do you want him to do all of this? You can feel that he doesn't want to do it, right? Like, he came to open your door, but he snatching it open, and you happy?
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna say yes, I am.
I am. Huh? That's me. Thank you.
Exactly.
Yes, I am. Thank you so much.
Okay. It's going to hit a lot different
Yeah.
if
you want.
no matter whether or not he's used to this or not, you told him this, and his response to this is, she asked me for this. I never really did it. Oh, okay. Like, you mean like, and then starts asking questions because now he wants to do it. I ain't never did this before. It's not necessarily comfortable, and I might forget a couple times, but you can tell that I want to do it because you're asking for it. It's different. It's not.
It's different.
It's easier for me to just drive up, get out the car and just walk to where we going. Why you still in the car? What's up?
I done had that happen to me, baby, and he left me right in that
It's
car. That
easier.
man was running right in that restaurant.
Right. It's easier.
Oh my God.
It's easier. But what you're asking me to do is you're asking me to slightly go out of my comfort zone and then convince myself for something that you require.
And that I don't even know that I want
Right,
or that I
okay.
want to give you.
So,
I don't even know if I like you enough, love you enough to even do that yet.
but let's remove that off the table. Let's just say I really do like you and love you, which is why I will respond that way. I'm going to respond that way because I love you and I want to give you something even though it's uncomfortable for me to give it to you. But the meat of that is I want to give it to you because you're asking for it. It's not going to hurt me. It's only going to make you feel good. It's only going to make you feel better. I want to give it to you.
And you
I'm going to
benefit.
learn how to do it. I'm going to learn.
Sure enough, you
So-
said.
going
So
back-
the grace happens when I can see that you really want to do it. When I can feel that you don't want to do it, stop. I'm good. And I got attitude. Like, because I'm asking.
And that's what you're gonna say. You're the problem.
If we're just being honest, and I always use stuff from best case scenario. I don't think about these whack people
Very good.
that are out here. I don't think about them kind of dudes. I don't, because I just don't. But anyway, so we're talking about a guy who's solid, right? He's solid. He just asked you for something, and he just wants to know that you want to do it. Like, part of the excitement of the request of
But
a
you
man
said solid,
is you
though.
wanting to do it.
You said solid.
Right.
There
That
was a prerequisite. He had to qualify.
That means something different to everybody, though. You know what I mean? Solid in the way that you need him to be solid.
That's why
right?
he met the qualifications.
Right. Cool. So he's asking you for something. It's like, okay. Like, the thing is, as a man, we're going to be like, we got a lot of demands.
Oh yeah.
There are a lot of demands. Like, and for us to take one from you and not give you attitude, there are a lot of things that you're going to demand of this man. He's just going to do it without problem. You know what I'm saying? This is like, all right, okay. A lot of it is inconvenient.
That's true.
Most of it is inconvenient. So when he asks you for something,
that's true.
and you giving it to him, but you don't. It's like, okay, it's cool.
Not doing it with a smile. Not
You know,
doing it
it's
just,
cool.
gotcha.
You know, it's cool. We good. Like, you know what I mean? And we'll take that and keep on running. We'll take it.
And
Like,
he's settling.
But in the back of his mind,
He then
He like-
settles. So then that he settles because he's like, okay, don't worry about it. But he loves you enough to stay. He loves you enough not to leave. He loves you enough to stay. But then what he needs then goes neglected. So then you're still saying, stay in this grocery store and only take what I have on this shelf. When the man is telling you, can you go to your wholesaler and also, which is your heavenly Father. See, I did that. Go to your wholesaler and get me this because I want this on the shelf as well. But you're unwilling to do that. But you're telling him, don't leave the store.
I don't know if we asking God for some of these requests.
Some of them requests we're not at, but I'm just saying, like, I hope you're not going to God asking about some of them things. But anyway.
So for a man, it's basically, so you would say from a man's perspective, him settling is him not getting what he needs, not what he wants.
That's
him settling is not getting that and then moving past it. And again, I think we all do it, but we don't all have to. Like, if I ask you for something and communicate it in a good way, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's something you can do, then
why not?
Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not?
True.
Because, again, you're going to ask him for something that is not going to be convenient for him, and you're not even going to know it's inconvenient because he's not going to say nothing. He's just going to do it.
He's just going
to do it. So I think that's the luxury sometimes that women may have, is that we don't necessarily communicate when things, our brains go to solving problems. Like, okay, well, she did ask me for this, and it's like, I could do it. Okay. And this is the conversation that happens in his head. You just get, all right, babe. That's all you get. But he's still trying to figure it out after he done told you he'll do it. He's still trying to figure it out. But he gonna get it done because you asked for it. No matter what he got to do to get it done, he gonna do that. And so I'm just saying, like, if this man say, "Hey,
all right,
You get the point.
Listen, we didn't get the best food. So let me fix my hair, child. Thank you, Audrina. Audrina said my hair look nice. Thanks, Chantel. Chantel was recommended that I do this big hair. You'll see more of it, but we didn't get to best foods. But we're talking about best foods next week because we're gonna have a chef on the show that's gonna be cooking up some amazing things. If one of these guests or two of these guests, we don't know, they may be back, to continue the conversation of settling, because I think that happens so much. We really need to dig a little deeper into that settling component. But round of applause to Sateria Brooks. Oh, y'all clap. And round of applause to Dee D'Angelo. Yay!
Clap for yourself.
Thank you so much.
My mama says a pole frog that don't praise his own pop.
Yes. And so we're gonna put up how you can follow Sateria. She have a podcast. Can you talk about your podcast?
It's called Vibing with the Breadsticks.
So how she turned that on? Flip the switch.
It's called Vibing with the Braxtons. It's me and my fiance daily, along with our crazy pod. Well, they all pod with our crazy kids. Just day in the life with us. I'm goofy, he goofy, the churn.
Really,
A little
everything.
special.
Truly.
They last episode, they was at the doctor, y'all.
Lord help me.
It was yes,
Oh,
and
he
it's on
worked my
YouTube.
nerves.
I like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
he worked every nerve in my bone, Lord Jesus.
She'll be shaking.
Because he worked my nerves. I don't know why men don't like going to the doctor. You like going to the doctor? Do you go to the doctor?
I do.
Very good. Amen.
I do now.
Amen.
You know what I'm saying?
Bless
you
God
did
for
before.
you, sir.
But I'm 46.
Bless God for
So-
you, sir. So it took a minute.
I
It
didn't know
did.
that.
Me neither.
It
I know
did.
you're 40. Wait, you
Yeah, I am. I'm 46.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
and y'all 25.
It's a struggle now.
No, y'all these years.
And I'm
because we just keep-
25.
We just keep going.
And
the lies keep coming.
But yeah, y'all go over to YouTube, Instagram, TikTok.
Yes, and TikTok. Please follow Vibing with the Braxtons. And we have D'Angelo Green. Yay! From the cats downstairs.
Yeah.
I like the cat
my
downstairs.
people.
Yes.
You can catch us.
And you can catch them outside.
Catch 'em outside.
Catch them outside. Catch
We
'em.
got the Natural Beauty Fest coming up next weekend.
Ooh,
next
Natural Beauty.
Saturday. Yeah, next Saturday.
Where's that going to be at?
The Equestrian Center.
Oh yes, that's when they have all of the beauty
Out at
products
the,
and natural hair products and makeup
Actually,
and stuff.
the first one was last year, and they had over like 200 vendors. Like it was the first one, so it was
okay.
really big.
The
Music Soul
Natural
Child came,
Beauty
you know what I
Fest.
mean? Natural Beauty Fest. So we'll be performing there next weekend.
And they are excellent.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah,
They are excellent.
I'm gonna just be in the back dancing. I'm the mascot,
Right.
As I tell people.
He
I'm the
is
mascot.
not.
I'm in the back.
He is not. He gonna dance, but he is not the mascot.
Right.
Oh
That
God.
sound really good. Well,
And-
you guys sound really good.
And y'all listen, we're BTA, so guess how you can follow us?
Outside.
Listen, besties tell all, besties tell all,
Besties tell all.
all of it. Okay, follow us. We're on Facebook, YouTube,
Instagram.
and Instagram.
got it.
Okay, so please make sure you go out there and follow us. And guess what, guys? We need your help. We mentioned this before. We are asking for donations. $2,
There you go.
$3, okay, $2, $3. That's it. That's it.
So she's holding the sign and he's pointing. Look, if you look
He's
at
putting the sign. You see,
she's holding the sign.
So we're asking for donations. If you can,
Yes,
dollar
please.
sign Besties Tell All, $2, $3. A little bit goes a long way. We received our first donation
We
a couple
did,
weeks ago.
2 weeks
so we're
ago.
really excited about it.
Are we gonna do the
Listen,
ticket today?
huh?
Are we gonna do the ticket today?
And yes, we are purchasing the ticket today to go to our special guest that we will announce next week, the week before the event. So make sure you guys tune in tomorrow. One of you lucky ladies are going to be crowned with a ticket. All right. But please make sure you donate. Please make sure you give. We
Please.
see into you all. We have giveaways. $2, $3. That's what we're asking for. But if the Lord tell you to give more, give more.
Give to
Thank
the
you.
besties.
Give to the besties.
We gotta make that a song. We ain't saying today. That's good. That's good stuff. All right.
You didn't cut your phone on. Oh, go. Somebody must be calling you back to back. Go.
They must have.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I hope it's not an emergency.
Honey, we vibrating.
Bike to bike.
We
Oh, it's an earthquake! It's an earthquake! Oh!
I don't like how that came out.
Oh, no.
bite to bite.
No.
You don't like my bite to
She
bite?
said we vibrating. Okay.
It's my turn. You talking about
It's
okay?
so you got to wrap it up for the people trying to get in contact with you.
Okay. So thank you all so very much for tuning in today. We want to thank D'Angelo and Sateria for answering the call, for saying yes and coming and
They
sitting
said
with us.
yes to the back.
And for D'Angelo providing all of that knowledge. It was
Yeah,
free.
that was good.
Y'all got it for free, okay?
Free.
Free
Free
99,
99.
okay? You got it for free 99. He dropped some gems,
The
so
book come out.
I really hope. Amen.
When the book come out, y'all have to pay for that. You know what I'm saying?
Amen. Amen. You only gonna get it free once, okay? So we want to thank you all for coming and for sharing, being honest, open, right? Letting us into your lives, your world, letting us into your mind, the way that you process, the way that you think. So
Thanks
thank you
for
very
having
much
me.
for that. Cut it out. We want to thank you all for watching, for tuning in. We cannot do what we do without you. There is no BTA without the audience that tune in each and every Sunday at 1 p.m. We want to thank you guys so much. Please do not forget, you can still get those tickets for the annual Fix Your Crown experience. It is July 29th, as Raquel stated at the beginning of the show. There are only a few more tickets left, so please be sure that you go on Eventbrite and get your ticket as soon as possible, because when they sell out, that's it. We're not going to be able to squeeze you in. You can't be a part of our camera crew or any of that. Like, you are just out there on your own, okay? So just be sure to go to Eventbrite. We want to also thank Raquel, who was on at the beginning of the show. For those who came in after, she was on here. Thank you, Raquel, for stopping by virtually to let us know about the event and to pub. Again, we want to thank you guys so very much. Do you know what happens at the very end of the show?
No.
When we ask the question?
Hold on, guys. We have to consult. 1 second.
Not what Sateria said.
We say at the end of the show, she asks, and the question is, and then we all look at the camera and we point and we say, do you really want a best friend?
Okay.
Date, submit, and
I
settle.
got it.
Okay.
That they what?
That date, submit, settle.
To date, submit, and settle.
That's too
And
much.
leave.
Let's go.
And leave.
Too much.
That's too much.
Bring it
So
down.
again, we will catch you all next week. And to those who already know, right? We have a question. Y'all ready?
Ready?
1, 2, 3. Do you
really
want a best friend? Bye.
Let me tell you about my best friend. Stick my knee through thick and thin. No matter what I'm going through, she's always there, 'cause that's what best friends do. Let me tell you about my best friend. I just my crown when it's falling down. She intercedes for me, always loving me. There is no one better than my best friend.